have sponsored a similar bill in the Senate. The Campamachi site in Prowers County held thousands of Americans of Japanese descent from 1942 to 45. Lawmakers hope the designation will help with preservation and education of the site. That's the latest. I'm Pat Woodard.
Now, Impact Traffic.
This report is sponsored by America's Best Contacts and Eyeglasses.
From the Betfred Sports Traffic Center, let's start off with the good news on the north end. That earlier wreck southbound I-25 at Thornton Parkway, that's been cleared. Off-highway, crash being cleared at University and Evans as well. The rest of the drive across town in decent shape. Up in the foothills, watch out for a vehicle fire in the right lane westbound I-70 between Lookout Mountain and Genesee, still seeing delays. US 6 over Loveland Pass remains closed in both directions due to winter driving conditions, and traction laws remain in place both directions of I-70 between Vail and Copper Mountain. Fox 31 pinpoint weather. Going to be a chance of showers later this afternoon, a high of 57. Right now cloudy and 41. With your Impact Traffic and Weather, I'm Pete Wagner, 630 KHOW.
Don't overpay for glasses. Get 2 pairs and a free exam for just $69.95. The exam alone is worth $50. That's not just a better deal. It's America's best. Book your exam online today.
In certain states, eye exams provided by independent optometrists or ophthalmologists. See store for details.
The Good Assassins Hunting the Butcher podcast is part spy thriller, part detective story. Best-selling author and journalist Stephen Talty tells the pulse-pounding tale of an undercover operation to track down a Nazi killer.
A part of history that seems so bizarre to me that it couldn't have been real. But in 1964, the Israelis decided that Herbert Zuckers had to die.
Listen to The Good Assassins Hunting the Butcher on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Electrical mysteries be gone. Just $21. That's Plumline's whole house electrical inspection. Serving the Front Range more than 20 years. From bad outlets to complete panel upgrades, they can do it all. Don't wait for major problems. Call now. Just $21 for a complete electrical inspection. Founded on faith and leadership. A company you can trust. I do in my home. Schedule online. PlumlineServices.com. Service at home. Service at heart. Boulder to Castle Rock. PlumlineServices.com.
Keep your gutters clean for good. www.tryleaffilter.com.
Denver's talk station has your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website. Budget. That's budget. Enter it now at khow.com. Keep listening to win with a $12K a day giveaway. This is the Troubleshooter Show.
Help, I need somebody.
Now, Tom Martino, the Troubleshooter.
Help me if you can, I'm feeling down. And I do.
Hey, Tom Martino here. Welcome to the only show of its kind anywhere where we are solving problems, answering questions, and taking complaints. This hour brought to you by RealCBDThatWorks.com. And thank you for being here. Let's talk about your life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. You call the number. Now, by the way, you can call 2 numbers. You can call 24/7 or on the air, 303-MARTINO. 303-627-8466. That's for people who listen to the podcast or recording or YouTube or Facebook. And you're on the iHeartRadio app, you're listening to an older show, you don't know where to go, you don't know what to do. If you call, we get back to you. So you only have to make one call, 303-MARTINO, 303-627-8466. Now let's talk to Jesse. Jesse called about an employer problem, wants him to commute. Let's talk about that. Jesse, what's happening? Are you there, Jesse?
Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. What's happening?
What's happening? Hello?
Yes, I'm here.
Oh, sorry about that. Hey, so I have a situation where my current employer, we were originally hired as a group of 3 guys last year in February, hired for a position in Colorado Springs. As of last week.
And Jesse, do you live in Colorado Springs?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So what were you hired to do?
So it was pretty much delivering their products. So they would ship down the product to us, and we would just disperse it out here.
And this is a W-2 employee?
Correct. Yes.
Okay. So what's going on?
So as of last week, one of the managers came down and advised us that they were going to go ahead and bring everything back up to Denver and closing out the positions in Colorado Springs.
Okay. Now, did you ever start in Colorado Springs?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. So,
Okay.
So last year, and actually I have all the job postings that I applied to.
I understand, Jesse,
originally.
but what I want to know is how long did you work distributing the product in Colorado Springs?
About 11 months.
Okay. Now what's going on? They want to move to Denver. So what is your question?
So my question is, when I asked them, so now what's the deal with this? And they said, so you still have a job, but you have to commute to Denver.
No. In other words, if you're asking, I don't know what you're asking. If you're asking me, can they make you do it? Sure they can. If you want the job, you go to Denver. If not, you don't. Right. But if you quit because of this, you should get unemployment because that is not a minor change in circumstances. They basically took the job away. That would be my opinion. That's a completely different market area. Mark, what do you think, right?
I think you nailed it. I think if they asked him to go a little further, they'd have a good argument. But in this case, that's huge. He should be able to get unemployment.
Right, yeah.
And let's face it, almost anybody can get unemployment.
But is that what you were calling about, to see if you qualify for unemployment?
That, yes, and also I guess my next question is, so I'm scheduled to have PTO until the end of this month, and then the change would be as effective of May 3rd. My question to you is, what is my move? Do I resign after my PTO, or do I let them do what they need to do?
Well, here's the thing, Jesse. They don't want to fire you because they don't want to pay unemployment. That's why they're saying you still have a job. You tell them that you are hired to deliver in Colorado Springs, and that's what you're going to do, and you stand willing to do that. I kind of would want them to fire you, but I think you'd have just cause to leave as well. If you can get something in an email or something to prove that everything is moved to Denver. Now, as far as paid time off, I don't think they're going to volunteer it to you.
He said he's on it right now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Hey, I want to ask you something, Jess. Can you tell me what kind of company? What do you do?
It's office supply company.
Oh, okay. All right. So listen, here's the deal. I would probably say, look, let me go because I'm not going to work in Denver. And I would just come right out and say it even.
Man, it'd be a nightmare driving that every day. In between Monument and the Springs is a mess.
Yeah, Jesse, that's pretty major. I wouldn't worry about it. I don't think unemployment would give you a hard time. So,
you can always call up unemployment and verify that. I mean, they sure can't make you drive to the Western Slope.
That's true. And is this Lenny or Lenny?
Lene.
Lene, what's happening?
Yeah. Hi, Tom.
Hi, what's going on?
I went to Colorado Auto Finders to buy a vehicle on March 26th of this year.
It's called Colorado Auto Finders?
Yeah.
Okay, and what did you find?
I found a 2010 Subaru Forester.
2010. Okay, did they find it for you?
No, I found it online. Well, actually, my mom found it online. She's on the phone.
What does Auto Finders have to do with anything?
Well, it was at their dealership.
They sell cars. It's not like they have cars.
Okay, so that's what I want to know. So you were shopping, before you even heard of Colorado Auto Finders, you were shopping for a car and found this at Colorado Auto Finders.
Yes. Correct.
Got it. Okay, so what's the problem?
Martina, this is mother. Who finds this vehicle on a Car Guru and Carfax?
Yes.
I'm sorry. I have to help my daughter because she's not that fast.
So what happened?
And, I did research. I checked this vehicle on a Carfax.
Yes.
I checked how many miles can Guru go. I checked everything.
Right.
And everything was fine on the paper.
Right.
And I sent my daughter to that dealership, and they show her that vehicle. Looks like okay from outside, and she drove a couple of miles and was nothing wrong. After a week purchasing this vehicle, she started when she changed gear. It is a 6 shift. Change gear, start jerking. and she noticed oil spot on the garage floor. Right away, she
Well,
went to
okay, that
diagnose.
that doesn't mean it's bad, but tell me something. Where are you located?
In Aurora.
Okay, because we can have that car checked out for you. But what I'd like to know is the car still running, or did you have major problems?
Still running. I went to the diagnostic. My daughter went to. She paid $68 or $65.
To who?
To diagnostic.
To who?
To P&P Complete Auto Repair, located on the 50.
All right, what did they find? What did they find?
Several major problems. She went back to...
well, tell me an idea. Lene, the time to have that checked was before you bought it. What are these major problems?
Hold
on, does it need a transmission?
It's she went to Subaru Independent Repair Facility, who specialize in repair Subaru.
Right.
And they looked on a report and they said it will cost $2,500 to fix it.
Okay, tell me what's wrong with it. Here's what I want. Can you send that to us? Lene, I want to give and Lene, what's your mom's name?
Nadia Solinsky.
Nadia. Nadia. I want to say something to you and Lene, okay? If there is something major with this car, the unfortunate thing is Colorado Auto Finders sold it to you as is, probably with no warranty. But if
they said they showed to her 30 days or 3,000 miles.
Good. Can you send us, Suzanne? We need to get all of this paperwork, especially that 30-day warranty, because this needs to be done pretty quickly. All right, and we could even get someone to verify the problems if we have to. I'm Tom Martino.
Now more than ever, people want to know if there's anything they can do to help. And the answer is yes at BioLife Plasma Services. Your plasma is desperately needed to create life-changing medicines to help treat people with immune deficiencies, those who are most at risk right now. And when you donate plasma at BioLife, you can earn up to $1,000 in your first month as a token of appreciation for your time. So please, become a donor at BioLife. Visit biolifeplasma.com to learn more.
Frank Duran, the real estate man, will give you a market valuation of your home for the asking. Now, you may think that's just an excuse to get in your home. Listen, Frank wants to learn about the market. He wants to get as much data as possible, so it's absolutely free with no obligation. And it's not a drive-by. It's not a visit to try to get you to list. It's a true market valuation. If you decide to sell your home later on, that's fine, but there's no obligation now. Get a free market valuation of your home. 303-920-1622. Frank Duran, therealestateman.com. theartofgranite.com is the website for The Art of Granite in Golden. Now, you can make an appointment for the showroom. You can get a price on the phone first. That's because all materials are wholesale to you. And besides, you can buy material wherever you want. They fabricate and they install. And here's the deal. They're never going to push you to one product or another. You pick what you want, and then you can have your countertops in 2 weeks. Get a price on the phone. theartofgranite.com, 303-386-5919.
Allstate is known for quality insurance, but you might not know them for low rates. That's about to change. With Allstate, you can save up to 25% when you bundle your home and auto. You know what else you might not know? The chicken came before the egg. With Allstate, you can lower your rates, not your expectations. Visit allstate.com or call an agent for a quote today.
In most states, prices vary based on how you buy. Savings vary, subject to terms, conditions, and availability. Allstate Fire and Casualty Insurance Company, Allstate Vehicle and Property Insurance Company, and affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
With all the recent huge changes in our economy, this is a really important time to pay attention to your spending and your savings. Don't waste money, and very importantly, don't turn your head on ways that you could save. For example, a mortgage refinance. Hey, it's Ross Kaminsky for American Financing. reminding you that a mortgage refinance is more than just a lower interest rate. It's also an effective way to eliminate high-interest debt. You're able to pull out cash from your home equity so you can pay off credit card balances, personal loans, whatever you need. You'll typically receive not only a much lower rate, but also reduce the number of monthly payments that you need to focus on. And you know what else? When you choose American Financing, there are never any upfront or hidden fees, never any pressure, no obligation. So what are you waiting for? Give them a call, 303-695-7000, 303-695-7000, or online at AmericanFinancing.net.
NMLS 182334, regulated by the Division of Real Estate.
Get the vaccine to save lives. Not since World War II have we been called to come together to protect humanity's future. The nation's top healthcare organizations are calling to protect people's health. If we do this now, we protect ourselves, our loved ones, and every other person around the globe. Everyone must make it their calling to overcome the pandemic. COVID-19 vaccines are safe and effective. Please visit ourshottosavelives.org.
When we bought our house, we loved that it was surrounded by trees. Incredible curb appeal. But every fall, all those leaves, our gutters were a mess. We had overflowing downspouts, water damage. That all went away when we got Leaf Filter. And what came back? Yeah, our love for trees.
Leaf Filter is America's #1 gutter guard and comes with a lifetime transferable warranty. So schedule your free estimate today. Call 844-300-LEAF. That's 844-300-LEAF. Or visit tryleaffilter.com and keep gutters clean for good.
Designer face masks, DIY haircuts. In a world full of things you never thought possible, here's one more. Now you can get the same high-quality insurance from Allstate, but at a new low rate. Drivers who switched and saved averaged $718. With Allstate, you can lower your rates, not your expectations. Visit Allstate.com or call an agent for a quote today.
Reported average annual savings from switching auto by new customers surveyed who saved with Allstate in 2019. In most states, prices vary based on how you buy. Not available in every state. Subject to terms, conditions, and availability. Allstate Fire and Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
Are you concerned about outliving your money? Call 866-901-2255. That's 866-901-2255 for your complimentary Safe Money book, and join Al Martinez for the Retirement and Income Radio Show on Sundays at 7 a.m. and 3 p.m.
All the benefits of IVs at your door. Rocky Mountain IV Medics. Hydration, immunosupport, migraines, general wellness. Call or text 720-987-2155. Rocky Mountain IV Medics. 720-987-2155.
From the Exergent Temporal Scanner Thermometer Weather Center.
This report is sponsored by America's Best Contacts and Eyeglasses.
I'm Fox 31 Pinpoint Weather Meteorologist Carly Cassidy. Passing clouds and gusty winds, temperatures back towards the mid to upper 50s. Also have some passing showers and isolated storms for your afternoon to evening.
Don't overpay for glasses. Get 2 pairs and a free exam for just $69.95. The exam alone is worth $50. That's not just a better deal. It's America's best. Book your exam online today.
In certain states, eye exams provided by independent optometrists or ophthalmologists. See store for details.
Denver's talk station, 630 KHOW.
Tom Martino here, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Let's talk to Eric. Eric, what's going on with you? How can we help you, Eric?
Hey, Tom, I just got to give you a scam that I got last night.
What's going on?
So, how about 6 o'clock last night, I got my phone blocked an international call, and then a few minutes later, voicemail popped up, and I listened to it, and it said the message, and it was a computer voice that says, "Hello. This is your unemployment office. We are calling regarding your claim and a problem. Please press 1 for an operator, 2 for an automated assistant." Well, obviously, since it was voicemail, I was like, whatever. But I was curious about it, so I unblocked international calls just to see if I would get another call.
Oh.
And they called this morning. And they called again this morning, here a couple hours ago.
Where'd it come from?
When I said hello, well, all it says is, the number it gives me, it says it's +88-412-303, and actually the rest of the number, the 7 digits, is Colorado Department of Labor.
Oh, really? But it was an international call.
Right. In other words, they're spoofing the Colorado Department of Labor number, but they have to put their international stuff in front of it.
Well, I think that code, I think that prefix, that you said +88, right?
It says it's 412 and then 303 and then I think it's 318.
Yeah, but if it said +88, that's the country code. I thought, and there is no 88 country code. I'm looking it up. But there is an 880. It says what country is plus. Yeah, because that's the country code. And the only Bangladesh has 880. You're sure it was +88, right?
Yes.
Okay, well, that's weird. That's just a spoofed number, I think. You know, there is a program that allows you to, and I'll bet you now they have whole phone systems like this, where you punch in whatever number you want for it to be calling. I've had a spam number come where they're calling from my number. It shows me. Or if they get
I get it too.
Or if they get a number from someone in your contacts, obviously, it'll trigger your contacts. It's an amazing thing.
Well, and the thing is so when they called back this morning, I said hello, and then the recording came on again. It said the same thing. It said, hello, this is your unemployment office calling regarding your claim. There's a problem with your claim. Press 1 for an operator, 2 for...
and by the way, did you press 1?
Yes.
And what did you get? What
happened?
What did they say?
The woman that answered the phone was vaguely Indian sounding.
Okay.
But it was actually pretty good English. I was a little surprised. And she asked for my name, and I just gave her my first name. I didn't give her my last name. And she goes, well, I need your full name. So when I gave her, so I said, all right, whatever. So I gave her my full name. So then she said, I need to verify your Social Security number. Well, my wife is on unemployment, and when she's talked to Social Security, all they ask for is the last 4. In this case, they wanted my whole Social Security number. At that point, you know it's a scam. Even more, I mean, I already knew it was, but she asked for my whole Social Security number, so I just gave her a random bunch of numbers.
Well, here's the deal. Did she ever come up with an actual getting money from you or what? What was the whole scam for?
They wanted to verify, she was asking me to verify all of my employment for the past 10 years.
Yeah, but so what was the game, though? If this is a scam, what do they want?
Well, she wanted all my employer names and addresses.
But what would that give?
In other words, if she had my name and real Social Security number and that information, they can start an unemployment claim.
Okay, you're right. They can. You're right. That's what. Okay, so they're phishing for information. That's what. You're not the victim. Okay. I thought maybe they.
Now I did have somebody file a false unemployment claim in my name about a month and a half ago.
Yeah, you and
25,000
other people, right? I mean, it's so rampant right now; it's ridiculous.
But this new one, like I said, it's basically a phishing scam, and she sounded, and it did not sound like she was in a call center.
Now, here's just what I want to tell people, and I hope they learned it by now from listening to this show. Never, ever, 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 ever participate in giving your information over the phone, ever. Therefore, you are safe. Now, when you initiate the call to the IRS and they want to verify you, or if you initiate a call, and even when you initiate a call, you need to know, is that the true number? You can tell that by Googling it. You can tell that by looking it up somewhere else from a reputable source. But even numbers online can be phony and go to phony organizations. There are scammers right now in call centers. They have a phone set up for searches. They go out and they put their numbers out there for any major searches like the IRS or credit card companies or whatever, banks, major banks. So if someone finds that search parameter and it sends it to that phone, they know it's coming from there. They answer accordingly and then proceed to rip you off. It's amazing the lengths people go to scam you. So anyway, this +88 is used, I see, in a lot of scams. It is not officially with any country. So
it's just spoofed.
Yeah. With spoofed numbers, sometimes they get them so close to real. I notice they like to use your area code because I've had names come up even because they've spoofed a number that's someone else, but that someone else did not really call. It's just that they guessed their number when they spoofed it.
I called you from Stephanie's number one time on my phone, and it got you good.
Right, and you did that by doing a spoof?
Yeah, there's some apps you can download, and they're free. You just simply put the number you're dialing, which was yours, and the number you want it to come from.
That's amazing to me. Now they have that for whole call centers going on. And that's what's happening. People are getting burned. So listen, you got a problem, you got a question, you got a complaint, 303-713-TALK. Today is kind of car day, and yesterday we took a lot of time talking about cars and how weird cars were around college campuses, and how some campuses have a lot of American cars and some campuses have no American cars. It's weird. It was a very good topic, actually. And again, if you have any car problems, questions, or complaints, we can take them today. The biggest complaint we're getting is about sales nowadays, more so than rip-offs on the cars themselves. I mean the sales process. You know, years ago, in the 80s and 90s, probably even the 70s, car dealers were the worst. We went through a pretty clean period in the late 90s, early 2000s, a pretty clean period of good sales. Yeah, they still had a tower that overlooked salespeople, and they had a closer, and they had the F&I department that beat you up, all that stuff. But it's gotten worse. Now, it's worse than ever. The tricks they do. First of all, we're going to go over the car dealer tricks. Okay, that's what I'm going to do. People have asked me that before. Can you give us the anatomy of a car deal and where the rip-offs take place? We're going to go over that. And over the years, I'm going to tell you the ones that, oh my God, there are so many of them. But we'll go over them. It's a good topic. Anyway, 303-713-TALK. Also, not just car problems, but any problem, question, or complaint, you can call. If someone lied to you, or you think you might be in the middle of something right now you have a question about, don't wait until you get ripped off. We can pretty much smell a scam when it's coming.
Apple AirTag.
Oh, talk about that later, right here. Yeah, because you've teased that before. It must be something incredible. Is it something you play with your phone?
Have you heard of a tile before? I think you have one.
Yeah, a tile. Yeah.
You put it on something, you can't lose it.
Yeah.
And it basically never works.
Well, let's talk about that. I want to talk about how this relates to what you call AirTag. I'm Tom Martino.
This is Denver's Talk Station with Tom Martino now. Michael Brown at 2, 630 KHOW, Denver. Now, Impact Traffic.
This report is sponsored by America's Best Contacts and Eyeglasses.
From the Betfred Sports Traffic Center, let's start off with the good news in the Foothills Drive. That earlier car fire has been extinguished and cleared. Westbound I-70 back up to speed between Lookout Mountain and Genesee, so good news there. Up in the high country, watch out for the closure of US 6 over Loveland Pass due to winter driving conditions. No estimated time of reopening. Traction laws in place both directions of I-70 between Copper Mountain and Vail as well. Back in town, crash at University and Evans has been cleared. A little bit of slowing westbound I-76 approaching the Commerce City exit. Fox 31 pinpoint weather, chance of showers later with a high of 57. Right now cloudy and 45. With your Impact Traffic and Weather, I'm Pete Wagner, 630 KHOW.
Don't overpay for glasses. Get 2 pairs and a free exam for just $69.95. The exam alone is worth $50. That's not just a better deal. It's America's best. Book your exam online today.
In certain states, eye exams provided by independent optometrists or ophthalmologists. See store for details.
Let's talk about K&H Home Solutions, in business for 65 years. In honor of that anniversary, they're putting the number 65 into some specials that are special for you. They do soft light windows. People ask, what windows do they have? And I often don't talk about it, but I should. Soft light windows earns the government's Energy Star rating. Okay, for the past 7 years straight. Think about that. $650 off each window. Also, Everlast siding. That is the best siding in the entire world. Color through and through, and a wood texture, beautiful palette of colors. It's $6,500 off your package. Now, there are minimums, obviously, that apply, but you can call for details, 303-471-7100. Then you get $1,650 off Provia entry doors. You only have to call this month to freeze those prices for your appointment. That's or make your appointment at khwindows.com. You can do that right direct, khwindows.com. Now let's talk about a business who has a website but never tends to it. That, to me, is a sign of a dying business. People won't visit you if you have a stale website, or if they can't find your website, or if your website has a lot of personal stuff or pictures on it that don't mean anything. Get an analysis of your site with some do-it-yourself tips, plus some honest-to-God advice from GetFoundFast.com. It's free with no obligation. GetFoundFast.com.
It's such a beautiful night. Look at the stars.
They're amazing. Did you know 20% of stars have planets orbiting them capable of sustaining life?
How did you know that? You must spend a ton of time reading.
Not at all. I use Blinkist.
Blinkist?
Yeah, it's an app that takes key insights from over 4,000 nonfiction bestsellers and gathers them into 15-minute blinks for you to read or listen to. With Blinkist, you can learn the main points of an entire book in just 15 minutes, as opposed to days or weeks.
What kind of books?
Nonfiction books in over 27 categories, from personal development to history, management, investing, philosophy, and more. Books like A Beautiful Mind, The 4-Hour Workweek, Freakonomics, and Sapiens. Blinkist makes it easy to learn about pretty much anything.
Like the stars?
Even the stars.
Right now, radio listeners get 25% off, plus 1 free week when you go to Blinkist.com/relax. To get this special offer, go to Blinkist.com/relax. That's BLINKIST.com/RELAX.
My wife is probably the healthiest person I know. She eats right, she's always physically active, but for some reason she's had some very naughty and uncooperative teeth. Long story short, those teeth had to go. Fortunately, Kristen got help, as you can, at Aspenwood Dental Associates and the Colorado Dental Implant Center, where Drs. Yaros, Augustine, Zeppelin, and Son represent the leading edge of dental implant technology and care. Just several weeks ago, Aspenwood Dental completed an implant and what's called a 3-tooth bridge for Kristen. I can't say I understand it all, but what I know is that if you see Kristen's mouth now, thanks to Aspenwood Dental, you absolutely cannot tell which are her original teeth and which are the new ones. And if anything, the implants are stronger and better than the originals. Kristen was overjoyed with the quality of care at Aspenwood, the kindness and friendliness of the staff, and you will be too. Whether you need implants or dentures, or even your regular checkups and cleanings, go where Kristen and I go, Aspenwood Dental. Learn more and get started with a free consultation at aspenwooddental.com. That's aspenwooddental.com.
Are you part of Colorado's dirty little secret? Did you know that Colorado ranks lower than comparable states for recycling? You can help. Recycling valuable material, like glass bottles and jars, creates jobs here in Colorado and protects our wild places. Take the pledge, No Glass in the Trash, at erasethewasteko.org. Sponsored by the Colorado Department of Public Health and Environment and the Colorado Broadcasters Association.
Warning, this product contains nicotine. Nicotine is an addictive chemical. Say hello to simple you can savor. Velo dissolvable nicotine lozenges are smoke-free and hassle-free and made to enjoy virtually anywhere. Why? Because they dissolve, but the flavor doesn't. So go ahead and enjoy on your time and on your terms. Velo lozenges are available at a convenience store near you or at velo.com. Get yours now. Website restricted to age 21 plus nicotine consumers. Nicotine products. Underage sale prohibited.
This is Bill Lamphere, General Manager at Cooney Lexus of Greenwood Village, the #1 Lexus dealer in Colorado in both new and certified pre-owned sales. To celebrate the spring, lease the all-new 2021 Lexus ES250 all-wheel drive for only $319 per month. Visit CooneyLexusofGreenwoodVillage.com or see us at our state-of-the-art facility at I-25 in Bellevue.
39-month lease with 10,000 miles per year and $39.99 drive-off plus taxes and fees. No security deposit with above-average credit through Lexus Financial Services.
630 KHOW, an iHeartRadio station.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Welcome to the show. Now, let's talk about car dealer tricks. The thing that you'll often, one of the main things, okay, and it's not really a trick, and there's really nothing wrong with it. It's simply asking too much for the car, meaning they're overinflating the value, whether it be new or used. That's just a matter of shopping numbers.
Yeah, how do you determine that? If you think about it, some of these, and I complain about them all the time, the one-price dealers are some of the highest out there. Are you referring to them or more of the used cars like the Cadillac dealer that advertised one for
16
and sold it for 35 or whatever?
Now, here's the thing. They're supposed to make as much money as they're supposed to, but there is a such thing as overcharging, but that's your fault if you fall for it. You need to know pretty much what a car goes for. And you can find that out at cars.com. You can find that out all over the place. There are so many sources online, and you'll see a thread of truth, which means if it shows up enough, you know it's true. Okay? You don't believe one source, but see what most people are saying that car's worth. So you have to have an idea of price before you start. But the main ripoff comes in the deal. Now, that's different than the price because then it's called packing the deal. Now, packing the deal means how many extra things can I sell? Okay? What does that mean? Okay, let's talk about that. Do you know there are companies that specialize in selling dealers things they can sell to you to pack the deal? There are complete companies that sell, hey, do you want this? And do you want that? Do you want this? Do you want that? Packing the deal comes in a number of forms. What you have most often was what we call mop and glow. Mop and glow are the extras for the car. Okay? That includes all kinds of stuff. Fabric protection, paint protection, undercoating. Most of that stuff, if you do want it, can be found aftermarket cheaper and better. I'm telling you the truth. Mop and glow. These are extra profit items. But you'll often see something they call anti-theft. First of all, if you have insurance, you don't need it. And you're not going to get a break-in insurance. I don't know why the hell they care. But these etched windshields and all this other crap or low jack, you can get it if you're paranoid, but they're just a waste of money. In fact, car alarms. Have you heard one? I'm sure you have. Okay, was your first instinct to yell crook or call the cops? How many have heard? You know what your first instinct is? Oh, who set that off by mistake? Car alarms are the worst piece of technology ever invented because they're ignored. Am I right or am I wrong? Have you ever heeded a car alarm and thought somebody was stealing a car ever in your life?
No, but every new car comes with one anyhow. I don't care which one it is. I don't know of any car that doesn't come with an alarm.
It comes with a horn. Beep, beep, beep.
But the one I hate the most is the paint or fabric protection. Yeah. They just tried to sell me that crap at Arapahoe. He came over.
And there's not, by the way, you must say they had a great price.
They had a great price. I purchased a vehicle there, but it's so funny. They come over, they take a little piece of fabric, dip it into coffee, and say, look at it. It looks horrible. This one has been treated. And I'm like, yeah, with a can of Scotch Guard that you want $400 for.
So it's a good thing to talk about because it's amazing. So anti-theft, mop and glow, anti-theft, all now the other thing.
About Gap.
I'm going to say insurance products. Now, I'm not telling you shouldn't have insurance like Gap Insurance if you want it. By the way, Gap Insurance is for people who are stupid and buy high. And it's for people who have negative equity from another car, but it won't cover all of it. It only goes up to 125% of value of that car. And some of them exclude negative equity. So forget that. They'll subtract your negative equity out of it. Now, insurance products in general. Mark talked about Gap, but there's more than Gap. There's Credit Life. The worst you could ever... Credit Life is the worst product you can ever buy. It's the most expensive insurance you can buy. And the biggest one, extended warranties. No, I don't like them. I'm sorry, I don't. All right? I don't. You buy a car with a good warranty or not. And on a used car, the extended warranties don't cover crap. They're terrible. Okay? In fact, we have never had a call where someone was happy with their extended warranty on a used car ever. Whenever I've talked about it. Now, call me. Call us if you have one and you love it. By the way, 303-713-TALK if you want to tell us about it. But extended warranties, forget them. And that's another add-on. And then what else? Here, why would they sell this? I actually bought this because I know my wife's anal enough to get it done. We bought service. Now, not a service contract. and not a warranty. Prepaid service. Mark, you cannot go wrong. So I thought, why do they do it? Why do they charge you, for example, $1,500 for your 30,000-mile service that you pay now, but will cost you $2,500 or whatever, way more after? Why would they do that? Why do you think?
Well, they want you to go to the dealership, their service
Number one, that's right. They make you sticky, but there's something else.
But you have to watch those too, man, because some of them, if you prepay and you sell that car or you die or the car gets wrecked, you paid for it.
Right. Also, if you miss your window, do you know that up to 40% of people never take advantage of it?
Yeah. So
they pay for it and never come back.
Well, Hyundai is offering free service for the first 30,000 miles on all their vehicles now. But just like you said, you have to get it done within this like 500-mile time frame or you don't get the free service that came with the car.
So they're banking on you being vacant for that. And there are a lot of people vacant on it. But imagine that. Imagine that. You are spending that much money and you are screwed if you don't use it. But they sell it because they know a lot of people do not use them ever. So I guess that's their fault.
How about you? Are you using yours?
Oh, I told you. Every single one. Absolutely, positively. And the reason for that is obvious. And the way we bought it, you buy it on the brand so you can take it to any dealership.
Going back to those alarms real quick, they also sell stuff like window tinting. That's a complete ripoff at most dealerships because you can get it done at 1/3 of the price anywhere else.
Right.
How about cargo trays? How about all-season floor mats? You can buy those at Walmart, right, or you can buy them at nice custom ones.
But they have so many dealer products now, and that's packing the deal.
How about the old pinstripe? Have you ever been on a dealership that always has pinstripes?
Well, not anymore, but years ago, that was the thing. Pinstriping was because I knew people who was a big, anyway, there was a big company that did that trim line. And they'd go there. I forget, what do they charge for pinstripes? $30 or something, and they charge what, $200 or $129?
Yeah, and it gives them a reason to upsell it because it's already on the car, so they basically force you to buy it. That's what kills me.
Oh, that one came with pinstriping. So listen, the price itself, but then packing the deal once you agree on a price, and that's negotiable, or you don't buy any of it. There are so many ways. And the way they sell them is by monthly payment. They want you, they want you to just look at the monthly payment. Oh, it's only a few dollars a month. Now, Gary.
Yes, sir.
What's going on?
Well, thanks for taking my call.
Yes, sir.
In February, my wife and I went to a company called Trailer Source. They're sizable here in Denver, and we went there to buy a camper trailer. And we signed a bill of sale that was very explicit about the model that we were buying and the price. We signed it, and the guy got up, made a quick copy, and gave it back to us.
All right, hold on, Gary. I want to ask something. Do you have all this in writing?
Yeah, we have the bill of sale.
All right, hold on, please. Do not go away, and we'll help you. 303-713-TALK.
Tell your smart device to play 630 KHOW on iHeartRadio. Then you can hear Ross Kaminsky in the morning, Dan Kaplis in the afternoon.
Getting 630 KHOW from iHeartRadio.
Denver's talk station. Available on over 2,000 devices. Now, Impact Traffic.
This report is sponsored by America's Best Contacts and Eyeglasses.
From the Betfred Sports Traffic Center, travel around the Mile High City Freeway system in great shape right now, with the exception of a couple of spots. Westbound 270, a bit stop and go either side of Vasquez. Westbound I-76 heavy approaching the Commerce City exit. And southbound I-25 a little slow there approaching 84th. Otherwise, the highway drive wide open across town. Up in the high country, US 6 remains closed over Levelland Pass in both directions due to the slick driving conditions. And traction laws remain in place I-70 between Vail and Copper Mountain. Fox 31 pinpoint weather, chance of showers later with a high of 57. Right now cloudy and 45. With your Impact Traffic and Weather, I'm Pete Wagner, 630 KHOW.
Don't overpay for glasses. Get 2 pairs and a free exam for just $69.95. The exam alone is worth $50. That's not just a better deal. It's America's best. Book your exam online today.
In certain states, eye exams provided by independent optometrists or ophthalmologists. See store for details.
Colorado Pain Care. We're going to have them on the show today to talk about them. ColoradoPainCare.com. And what I love about them is they have treatment for most any kind of pain. Their message is you do not have to live with that pain. That's wonderful. What you can do is get treatment, all kinds of evidence-based treatment with proven results. And Colorado Pain Care will work with any major insurance. 833-GOT-PAIN. And then stay tuned. Suzanne, what time are they coming up later in the show, right? I think next hour, Colorado Pain Care, so stay tuned if you have any questions about pain. That's 833-GOT-PAIN.
All right, check it out. A deal is a deal is a deal, and here's a great deal, and I'm not kidding. If you're in the market for a furnace and an air conditioner unit, if you have units that are 15, 20 years old, and you've been thinking about new ones, now is the time. Do not wait until it is freaking so hot, because the prices will go up. Both units right now with 888heating.com starting at $8,500, and you can get 5 years interest-only payments. You're not going to beat it. They're a great company, been on the referral list for a long time, and their website and phone number are the same, 888heating.com.
If you drive, then you need Get Upside, the free gas app that pays you cash back for every gallon of gas you buy.
Some months, I make $200 to $300 with the Get Upside app.
Download the free Get Upside app now in the App Store or Google Play to save up to 25 cents a gallon when you buy gas. Use promo code CASHBACK for a 25-cent a gallon bonus on your first tank. That's up to 50 cents a gallon back on your next fill-up. Cash out at any time. Just download the free Get Upside app and use promo code CASHBACK for up to 50 cents per gallon back. Promo code CASHBACK.
Most of us in the greater Denver area know that it's quite stressful trying to maintain a quality lawn. The answer is to hire the best local lawn care company, us. This is Terry with Weedman Lawn Care of Denver. Our turf management PhD trains outstanding techs and buys only the best of products. We make your yard greener, thicker, more kid-friendly, strive to be weed-free, and do so with an environmentally sound approach to lawn care. Go to WeedmanUSA.com today for a free price quote. Debbie K. of Denver says, Weedman is exceptional in their treatment of our weeds, lawn critters, aeration, and fertilizing. We couldn't be happier. Our lawn is the envy of the entire neighborhood. Go to WeedmanUSA.com today for a free quote and see how we'll relieve your lawn care stress. Weedman is recommended by landscapers, golf course superintendents, and Pete L. of Broomfield, who says, I'm 70 years old and I've had a lot of lawn services, and you are the best. I just love you guys. That's quite a compliment. Go to WeedmanUSA.com for a free quote. Lawn care companies are not all alike. Go to WeedmanUSA.com today.
It was a year and a half ago that Denver store manager Lisa first noticed something was wrong with her gums. They were always sore and just didn't feel right. Lisa made an appointment with a regular dentist who urged her to see a periodontist.
So I did. And the news wasn't good. I had gum disease, and if I didn't do something about it soon, I could actually start losing my teeth.
Lisa had heard about the so-called cut-and-stitch surgery for gum disease, and she wanted no part of it. So when she found Dr. Deanna Snitzer and her Lanap laser procedure online, she called and set up a no-charge consultation.
I was nervous at first, but Dr. Snitzer put me at ease right away. She explained the laser procedure in detail, and I felt very comfortable with her skills. She's super nice and also very professional. The procedure itself was just as painless as she said it would be. Now my whole mouth feels great, and Dr. Snitzer is my regular dentist.
Dr. Snitzer can be your full-time dentist, too. Call 303-989-6500 for your free consultation. That's 303-989-6500, or visit lasergum.info.
Hi there, from Barry Miller. You always get tipped off rather than ripped off when you listen to our real estate shows Saturday mornings from 8 a.m. until 10, right here on 630 KHOW.
This is Dan Kaplis. My parents always told us that we were put on this earth to make a difference, each in our own way. Our law firm lives by that motto. We are here to make a difference. We're privileged to make a big difference in the lives of our clients, and often our cases help make lots of other people safer in Colorado and across America. We are a serious firm for serious cases. If you would like our help, give me a call at 303-770-5551 or hit dankapleslaw.com. That's dankapleslaw.com.
I'm Dr. Baker, an ER physician. If you're having leg pain, swelling, or redness, but haven't talked to your doctor yet, don't wait. This could be deep vein thrombosis, a blood clot which could travel to your lungs and lead to a pulmonary embolism, which could cause chest pain or discomfort or difficulty breathing and be deadly. Your symptoms could mean something serious, so don't wait. Talk to a doctor right away, by phone, online, or in person.
Brought to you by Bristol-Myers Squibb and Pfizer.
And let me get right back to you. Sandra, those banners go out tonight. Can you pack them?
Indeed knows unexpected growth can stretch your business thin.
On machine 4?
Like at Monica's print shop. To fulfill orders on time, she needs to get started hiring right away.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. And the moment you sponsor a job on Indeed, you get a short list of quality candidates from our resume database. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get a $75 credit for your first sponsored job post. Terms and conditions apply.
When it's all about the money, you gotta do it right. On the How to Money podcast, investors Joel and Matt talk tips and tricks for handling the money you have in a purposeful, thoughtful way that works for your lifestyle, so you can really start living a rich life.
Turns out that debt makes you dumber, potentially lowering your IQ by 13 points.
And we all know that I don't have the points to spare, buddy. So, debt really is more than just the interest you're forking over.
Listen to How to Money on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Denver's talk station. Online at khout.com.
I'm Tom Martino. Harris Family Law is a law firm that's been around for years and years. I know Lisa and I know Rich. They started the firm. Of course, Rich is the lead attorney. And it's harrisfamilylaw.com. What I'd like to stress is Wednesday nights, they have free webinars every Wednesday. And they also have archives of those webinars if you have information you need. Here's what I love. They will do unbundled services and partially do-it-yourself divorces. They'll help you with the filing and anything you want help with. You pick. That's truly a great way to go about it. But they also have, of course, full-blown, divorce representation. Also guidance, wisdom, and strength. That's what and the early neutral assessment is a virtual walkthrough of a divorce. You don't even have to tell anyone you're thinking about a divorce. Just see what it would mean to your life and then decide. harrisfamilylaw.com, 303-515-5000. Gary, let's talk about this trailer. Let's recap now. What is, okay. Go ahead, sir. Go ahead. We're listening.
In February, my wife and I went into a company called Trailer Source to buy a 23-foot camper.
Got it.
We signed a bill of sale.
Right.
It says that on the top, and it has specific pricing, including taxes and deposit.
Yeah.
And a model number.
This is a bill of sale, okay?
It's a bill of sale. They
Got
gave
it.
$1,000, and they cashed the check. We signed it on the bottom, and the guy got right up, made a copy of it, handed it back. It does not have their signature. Now,
wait a minute. Okay, a bill of sale they gave to you, does that have a letterhead on it?
Yes.
Now, you gave them $1,000, right?
Right.
Where are we going with this story?
Okay, they called me yesterday, 2 months later, and said, okay, we've got good news and bad news. The good news is your camper is here. The bad news is we've had some significant cost increases, and the price is going to be $3,000 more.
How can they do that when they signed a bill of sale, Tom?
I don't think they can, but was there a unit number on that bill of sale?
Well, there's a specific model number. I don't think there was a serial number because it was coming from the manufacturer.
This is really, you know what? This is really a good question. Honest to God, did he have a contract wait a minute, I can't just give a blatant yes or no, and I think we need to get an attorney to analyze this, and it doesn't matter which one of our attorneys. I mean, we should analyze this as a contract. This maybe John Davis, he does a lot of contract law, or someone. You hold on and we'll get you some legal advice, okay? This is important. Can you, Suzanne, can you arrange to get a copy of this? That's important. All right. Hold on. Now, Eric, let's just see. Go ahead. You have a comment on overpricing and packing a deal. Go ahead.
Yeah, so here's the latest trend, and all of the big manufacturers do this with pickups, and especially with pickups with these lift kits installed on them that cost them $4,000 for a lift and tires, and they're selling them for $10,000 overpriced.
Holy crap. Why don't you hang on? Mark's going to be talking about that too, and he left for a minute, but we'll be back. Now, listen to this. It is Car Dave. You have car questions as well. 303-713-TALK.
The Sharpest Rides in Englewood wants to keep you safe and worry-free during these times, which is why they are making car buying easier than ever right from your home. You can pick out your car right from the Sharpest Rides website, get credit approved, financed, and they will literally drive your new car right to your front door. It's that easy. The Sharpest Rides is the #1 internet car dealer in Colorado, and you can shop over 1,000 cars, trucks, and SUVs today at thesharpestrides.com. They have cars under $10,000 and even 2020 models, so get shopping today at thesharpestrides.com.
You know why I do commercials for SimplyFloorsInc.com? Because I personally use them. I'm consumer advocate Mark Major. If you're in the market for flooring, you have to check out SimplyFloorsInc.com. Not only do they have the newest LVT that's scratch-resistant and waterproof, they also have the most beautiful lines of hardwood in carpet. They do free design services, and they can save you up to 40% from the big box stores. The best service, the best prices, SimplyFloorsInc.com.
KRFX HD2 Denver.
KHOW Denver, an iHeart radio station. Available everywhere on our free iHeartRadio app. #1 for music, radio, and podcasts. All in one.
ABC News, I'm Elizabeth Schulze. It's day 2 for the climate summit at the White House. President Biden hosting 40 world leaders discussing ways to reverse the effects of climate change. The president says protecting the environment and creating jobs go hand in hand, and pledged American workers in fossil fuel industries won't be left behind.
As we transition to a clean energy future, we must ensure that workers who have thrived in yesterday's and today's industries have as bright a tomorrow in the new industries.
A CDC panel has reconvened more than a week after the FDA paused the Johnson & Johnson COVID-19 vaccine. They're meeting to decide whether rare blood clot cases are possibly linked to the shot and whether to allow its use in the future. In California, recall efforts for current Governor Gavin Newsom intensifying. Former Olympic decathlete and reality TV star Caitlyn Jenner tweeting, "I'm in." The longtime Republican making a run to unseat Newsom. This is ABC News. A successful launch in Florida today. The crew, including 2 Americans, heading to the International Space Station aboard a recycled SpaceX capsule. ABC's Gio Benitez at Kennedy Space Center for Blastoff.
It was really a spectacular one, especially because it was pre-dawn, so we could actually follow the spaceship all the way up. 4 astronauts now on their way to the International Space Station, and what made this historic is that you have a rocket and a spaceship that have been reused now. This is the first time SpaceX is doing that. In fact, the SpaceX ship they're using on this flight is the same one they used on the first flight. Bob Behnken was on that one. Megan MacArthur, his wife, is on this one.
The crew expected to reach the space station early tomorrow. Great Britain banning travel from India as it tries to control a coronavirus variant first seen there. The UK ordering quarantines for citizens returning from India and barring non-citizens who've been in India the previous 10 days. Elizabeth Schulze, ABC News.
At CDW, we get that a cyborg assistant won't make your employees more productive from home.
Please, call me Brian. I can vacuum your dog.
That's great. But at CDW, we can design a productivity solution with Lenovo devices that offer fast, reliable connectivity to help your people manage their workloads the right way.
Can I have a Human hug.
No. For technology that moves you forward, trust Lenovo and IT orchestration by CDW. People who get it. Learn more at cdw.com/Lenovo Client.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/work. That's ZipRecruiter.com/work.
KHOW News Time, 11:03.
Colorado health officials are facing new concerns over administering COVID-19 vaccinations. Dr. Eric France with the State Health Department says the state is starting to notice a slowdown due to hesitancy among some remaining unvaccinated groups.
And so we'll be expanding our enrollment of providers to include primary care providers across the state.
While the state administers more than 60,000 doses a day, they want to ramp up distribution in Hispanic and Black populations because vaccinations in those communities have lagged behind. Denver Restaurant Week kicks off today. The 10-day celebration of the local dining scene features hundreds of top restaurants offering multi-course meals at favorable prices. Mayor Hancock says it comes at a pivotal time.
This is a chance for us to get out and support the men and women who work in restaurants and to demonstrate our support and appreciation, quite frankly, for what they do for our community.
Denver restaurants can operate at full capacity with social distancing requirements. Masks are no longer required outdoors, but still must be worn inside. That's the latest. I'm Chuck Clark.
Now, Impact Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Audible.
From the Betfred Sports Traffic Center, let's start with the good news up in the high country. US 6 over Loveland Pass has reopened in both directions. Conditions have improved. No chain or traction laws along that stretch as well. And the traction laws have lifted both directions of I-70 between Vail and Copper Mountain as well. Back in town, watch out for car fire being reported on the northeastbound side of E470 past Chambers. Watch out for fire crews on the scene. And westbound I-76 a bit heavy between 74th and I-270. Fox 31 pinpoint weather, partly sunny today with a chance of showers, a high of 57. Right now cloudy and 45. With your Impact Traffic and Weather, I'm Pete Wagner, 630 KHOW.
Give spring a listen all you want to thousands of select Audible originals, audiobooks, and podcasts, including exclusive series. Start a free 30-day Audible Plus trial when you sign up at audible.com. Season after season, quality's the reason people trust K&H Home Solutions. Beautiful windows, siding, and doors, roofing, gutters, and more.
65 years in business. Happy anniversary to K&H Home Solutions. The best products, installation, and warranties. K&H has what you're looking for. I'm consumer advocate Tom Martino. Such amazing products and special anniversary deals. Soft light windows, $650 discount on each one. The only window earning the government's Energy Star rating 7 years straight. Everlast siding, $6,500 off. The most durable, color-fast siding ever. And $1,650 off Provia entry doors purchased with storm doors. Some minimums apply. Call for details, 303-421-7100. Or make your own appointment now at khwindows.com.
K&H Home Solutions has what you're looking for.
We've become so much more than a fixed frequency from a radio tower. Take your radio with you. 630 KHOW is now available on multiple platforms and thousands of devices. Listen to Denver's talk station from anywhere.
A stream online
at KHOW.com. Denver's talk station. To win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website. Water. That's water. Enter it now at KHOW.com. Keep listening to win with a $12K a day giveaway. This is the Troubleshooter Show. Now, Tom Martino, the Troubleshooter.
Welcome to the show, the only show of its kind. We're here to solve problems, answer questions, take your complaints, try to make your life just a little bit better. We got a lot going on. We're going to talk about Gary and that trailer source problem in a minute, but I want everybody to understand something. We are here to help you. If you've been ripped off, taken advantage of, just have a question, we have a list of experts along with ourselves that will blow you away at referrallist.com. We're talking doctors, attorneys, contractors, you pretty much name it, we have it. And when I say attorneys, we have attorneys in virtually every kind of law there is. You need to check it out at referrallist.com. But if you have a problem to date, listen to this number. It's incredible. It is incredible. Over $200 million in cash merchandise exchanges and refunds due directly to this show. If you think about that number, that is more than most law firms, or at least smaller law firms, will ever reach in their entirety. So, once again, any questions whatsoever, you got a bad guy you want to shine a light on, that is what this show's for. You got a bad contractor that ripped you off, how about a bad landlord? You pretty much name it, we've handled it. We've heard it all, and we've solved it all. 303-713-8255 or 303-MARTINO. That 303-MARTINO number is very important, and here's why. It works on and off the air. If you call during the show, it comes right here. It gets forwarded. If you call outside of the live show, guess what? It will actually ask you for your name and your telephone number, and one of us will call you back, and we check that line all the time. 303-MARTINO. Simple as that. We've got a new 800 number coming up, but I'm not going to dive into that yet. I'm going to go back to Gary. So, Gary, you went to Trailer Source. Which one was it? Is it the one in Parker? Where is it?
No, it's in Wheat Ridge.
Okay.
Along I-70 at about... Wadsworth or Kipling, somewhere around there.
You know, I missed a part of that Tom was actually talking to you about. I had to run into the other room. So you purchased it about 3 months ago. You ordered it, right?
Well, it was February 20th.
Yep.
And we ordered one. I have a physical bill of sale, their paperwork, their logo.
And it says bill of sale.
Yeah, it says bill of sale on it.
Did you put a down payment?
We put a down payment on of $1,000.
So if I look, hold on, Gary. If I look at your bill of sale, it's going to show the price of the trailer, the down payment, and what the balance is, right?
That's right.
Does anywhere on that bill of sale, does it talk about the price could change anywhere?
No.
Nowhere. Okay, so I assume it finally showed up. It came in, and then that's when they said, hey, it's not. How much was it, by the way?
21,000 and change.
All right, so they're now saying it's how much?
It's 24,000.
And how do they justify that when you just talk to them? Are they saying COVID, supplies?
Yeah, they've had some cost increases due to COVID, and they didn't see them coming, and they can't sell it at that price.
Well, here's the problem. They already did sell it at that price. Did you send us that bill of sale yet?
No, I'm driving across the state, so I couldn't send it.
I have to take you on your word. It's truly a bill of sale and not an estimate, but you're telling me you purchased this thing. You signed it. Everything's done.
Yeah, I signed it. The problem is they didn't sign it. They gave me a copy before they signed it.
Well, hold on a second. Let me bring up one of our attorneys on referrallist.com. Mark Kranak, you heard that, man. He bought a trailer, so it might as well be buying a car. He puts $1,000 down. There's a balance due, I guess, when it comes in. So, Gary, initially when the trailer came in, were you going to pay the rest off or finance it, or how did that part work?
We're going to write them a check.
So they were going to pay the whole thing off when it shows up. He's saying on that bill of sale, Mark, the dealer did not sign it, but they did take his down payment. They gave it to him. He signed it. So do they have a contract for that price? Because now Trailer Source is trying to up it $3,000 from what he bought it from.
My shoot from the hip on that is there's an enforceable contract for the amount that was agreed to. Doesn't really take much to form a contract. You need an offer. The offer was, hey, we'll sell you this trailer for this amount of money. The acceptance was he signed the papers, tendered a check. That's acceptance and consideration. That sounds like an enforceable binding contract.
Yeah. I don't know how they would possibly get out of that. Suzanne, can we give Trailer Source in Wheat Ridge a call? And let's just ask them about it. See if they'll come on about it, and maybe there's another side to it. But, Mark, I want to ask you one more thing and reiterate this. The fact that they didn't sign it, you still think it's a binding contract?
I mean, that's going to be an issue, but, you know, they can make the offer without actually signing anything. It happens all the time.
Yeah.
So, you know,
they accepted his down payment of $1,000.
Exactly. What was that for? I mean, you know, it sounds like an enforceable contract to me. Now, Yeah. So there, but you've got a practical problem here. What are you going to do if they say, well, we're just not going to honor this?
Yeah, I don't know. Well, I mean, you're right. It's a practical problem. But my question to you, being an attorney, is if this got in front of a judge, what do you think the judge would say about it?
I think the judge would say there's an enforceable contract, and that company, if they don't honor the contract, they've breached the contract. That's one of your remedies, sue for damages.
Yeah. Hey, Gary, do you have that number offhand? And then I want Suzanne to get your last name. I'm going to reach out, or she is, during the break, and let's see if we can't get them on to tell their side of the story. So what did you end up telling them? That, hey, I don't want it, give me my $1,000 back? Where does it stand?
No, I told them that I was very disappointed, that I didn't think they had the right to do that, and that I'd come down and see them next week to talk our way through it.
Yeah, let's give them a call over there, Suzanne. I really want to do that. In fact, let's do this. Let's have Deputy Dan. I know he's listening. Deputy Dan, give them a call soon as you hear this. So hold tight. Let me put you on hold there. In fact, Gary, let me free this line up. Make sure Suzanne has all your info, okay?
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome, man. This should be easy to handle. Let's see what the deal is. Maybe worst scenario, we negotiate it down to something close to his original price, but I don't know how Trailer Source sells it and then decides, I understand there's COVID. I know there is a short supply of wood right now. In fact, the other day, listen to this, I'm in Home Depot. There's a guy with a hat on. It looks like a mega hat, but it says, make plywood cheap again. And I'm going, why would he have a hat that says that? Well, guess what? Plywood is double, triple, quadruple. There is a lot of stuff right now. 2x4, someone was telling me. A 6-foot or an 8-foot 2x4, I forget, was like $6, $7, $8. They used to be $2 something. So I understand that costs have gone up, but they actually already sold this. That's the part that's driving me crazy on this one. Get his info so we can free that line up. Eric's got a comment on dealers packing and overpricing vehicles. We talked about last hour all the things dealers try to sell you. I was at Arapahoe Hyundai the other day. I ended up buying a car from them, too. I've bought plenty of cars from them. You know what? They generally are one of the best prices out there. But, man, and it's not just them, they try to sell you everything. They tried to sell me Scotchgard because the car had cloth seats. Eric, what is your comment?
Hey, Mark. Hey, so how about the trend here with especially the GM and whatnot dealers with these off-road packages that cost them $4,000 or $5,000 for a lift and tires.
Yeah,
they resell it for $10,000.
Yeah, I know. It's pretty massive.
All the time.
Yeah, you can go to places like, there's a 4x4 place that has pretty good reviews, and I've had friends use them down off like I-70 in Peoria. I can't think of the name of it, but that's exactly. Yeah, they use companies like that. Like you said, $4 or $5 grand for a nice setup, and then all of a sudden they tack on, they double it, sometimes triple it.
Well, a couple of weeks ago, I was at a Buick GMC dealer getting my wife's car serviced, and I was looking at a truck they had there, and the tires on it, they had marked for the tires, $2,700. And I looked the tires up online, and I says, somebody came out and asked me about helping me, and I says, well, that's awful overpriced. And I said, what do you mean? I said, you're selling those tires for $2,700 for all 4 of them. I said, I can go to discount and buy the exact same tires for $1,300.
Yeah, it's crazy. Yep, it happens all the time, man.
Yep.
You got to be careful. That's the bottom line. I appreciate that comment. We can free up, too. We do now have 2 lines open, 303-713-8255. We've got some updates coming you're not going to want to miss. I got to take a break, but listen, we have an update from yesterday. Lady called up. A tow truck towed her vehicle. It ended up in impound. She thought it was stolen. She claims the tow truck company never, and I mean never, told the police it wasn't stolen and that it was towed. Bottom line, it looks like the tow truck company might get her car. They want over $9,000, and the car's barely worth that if it is. We've got that update coming up and a lot more.
The Good Assassins Hunting the Butcher podcast is part spy thriller, part detective story. Best-selling author and journalist Stephen Talty tells the pulse-pounding tale of an undercover operation to track down a Nazi killer.
A part of history that seems so bizarre to me that it couldn't have been real.
For the Israelis decided that Herbert Zuckers had to die.
Listen to The Good Assassins Hunting the Butcher on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
All right, let's talk about Granite Liquidators. You know what I love about these guys? Listen, it's wholesale to the public. All their slabs are sold directly to the public at true, and I mean true, wholesale pricing. A lot of people claim to have wholesale pricing, and you know, and I know, that it's not. These guys, granite, marble, quartz, you can actually leave their yard with it that day if you want. Then you can take it to the contractor of your choice, or they have a list of some people you can use. But true granite, marble, quartz at true wholesale prices. Why would you pay more? Granite Liquidators. You don't have to look at little tiny samples. You can actually walk around and shop the whole slab. Then you can put your name on it. You can have it picked up. They'll hold it for you. You can leave with it that day. Check them out, graniteliquidators.com, graniteliquidators.com. Here's their phone number, 303-835-9745, 303-835-9745. Now, it's that time of year again, and what do I mean? It's time to make sure your trees look good. It's that landscape maintenance. It's time to get it all cleaned up, aerated, tree and shrub care, sprinklers. Have you seen if you have any lines broke from the winter yet? Have you turned them up? Do you need sprinklers? Mr. Green Jeans and Tammy and Bob, they own it. Their son Travis runs it. They're great guys. They have been around for 30 years in the Denver metro area. They're great landscapers. They can do the fertilizer treatments. They can do it all. 303-426-4945. Don't get ripped off by those fly-by-nights. Mr. Green Jeans, 30 years in Denver, 303-426-4945.
This is Bill Lamphere, General Manager at Cooney Lexus of Greenwood Village, the #1 Lexus dealer in Colorado in both new and certified pre-owned sales. To celebrate the spring, lease the Lexus RX 350 all-wheel drive for only $439 per month. Visit CooneyLexus at GreenwoodVillage.com or see us at our state-of-the-art facility at I-25 in Bellevue.
36-month lease with 10,000 miles per year and $39.99 drive-off plus taxes and fees. No security deposit with above-average credit through Lexus Financial Services.
Rockies Baseball is back, and a limited number of tickets are available for their second homestand. Be at Coors Field to see Trevor Story, Charlie Blackmon, Raimel Tapia, and the Rockies take on the Mets, Astros, and Phillies April 16th through the 25th. Go to Rockies.com/tickets today.
The house you're living in right now, could cost you less. You've just got to refinance to one of these historically low mortgage rates. Hey, it's Ross Kaminsky for my friends at American Financing, reminding you there's never been a better time to get an absolutely free mortgage review with no obligation and no upfront fees from American Financing. It's just a simple, easy conversation around which program might be a better fit for you, because rates really are still near historic lows, and chances are you can benefit even if you refinanced or bought a home last year. You might still be eligible. It could mean a lower monthly payment. It could mean thousands or tens of thousands in long-term savings, and you don't have to restart your term. You know what else? You might even be able to postpone 2 mortgage payments, so even more upfront savings. Don't put a refinance off any longer. Rates won't stay this low forever. Call 303-695-7000. That's 303-695-7000. Or visit AmericanFinancing.net.
NMLS 182334, regulated by the Division of Real Estate.
It's Brian with Advanced Mudjacking. Does COVID have you home and you're noticing sinking concrete, interior floors, garage, patio? We can fix it. Call Advanced Mudjacking, 303-424-9441. Advanced Mudjacking at yahoo.com.
What happens when health insurance goes further? When we combine access and attention with community and compassion? When data helps 2 million at-risk senior citizens get COVID-19 vaccines, everything changes. At America's Health Insurance Plans, we're bringing health insurance providers together, delivering care and coverage for better health and lower costs. Why? Because care changes everything. Learn more at carechangeseverything.org.
If you drive, then you need Get Upside, the free gas app that pays you cash back for every gallon of gas you buy.
Some months, I make $200 to $300 with the Get Upside app.
Download the free Get Upside app now in the App Store or Google Play to save up to 25 cents a gallon when you buy gas. Use promo code CASHBACK for a 25-cent a gallon bonus on your first tank. That's up to 50 cents a gallon back on your next fill-up. Cash out at any time. Just download the free Get Upside app and use promo code CASHBACK for up to 50 cents per gallon back. Promo code CASHBACK.
From the Exergen Temporal Scanner Thermometer Weather Center.
This report is sponsored by Audible.
I'm Fox 31 Pinpoint Weather Meteorologist Carly Cassidy. For this afternoon, mid to upper 50s. Also add in the chance for some passing showers. Tonight, partly cloudy, dry, low 34.
Give spring a whole new sound with Audible Plus. Listen all you want to thousands of select Audible originals, audiobooks, and podcasts, including exclusive series. Start a free 30-day Audible Plus trial when you sign up at audible.com.
Denver's talk station, 630 KHOW.
All right, 303-713-8255. We've got some crazy stuff coming up. Wait till you hear this update on this this lady that's probably or maybe going to lose her car. We'll talk about that. Meantime, Monty. Am I saying that right? Monty, how are you, man?
Yeah, that's right.
What is going on? This sounds crazy. If I'm reading the screen right, you sold a car to your neighbor. Now what?
No, it's the opposite, Mark. I actually bought my car from him.
What is it?
2007 Honda Accord.
Got it.
Car. He's a great friend. Something was exposed. I traveled, came back home, noticed my car was on the street, not in the driveway where I left it. Looked at my mileage and noticed it was driven. Found out my neighbor, in which I bought the car from, evidently took my car for a drive.
What? He sold? Wait a minute. Wait. And you have no... And this wasn't part of the deal. You literally bought the car. He must have had a spare key. Did he even notify you?
No. So I talked to him. We went over for dinner, and I brought it up over dessert. It was really awkward. And
I bet.
You know, he said to me to read the contract, which the contract we did, a bill of sale, handwritten contract. And I'll be honest with you, who reads contracts? And I realized...
So wait, in the bill of sale, on this privately sold vehicle, the bill of sale said what?
The bill of sale, he added an addendum, if you will, saying when situations arise, he has the right to use the vehicle.
Well, it's egregious. I don't think that could be upheld anywhere. I mean, that's crazy. So, I don't even understand that. You know what? Let's get Cranack back on. I mean, this is another contract thing. I mean, I can write in a contract all kinds of things. It doesn't mean you can do it. I mean, can you imagine if I wrote in small language, if you're at a title company and I sold you my house, and I could still rent my house out for the hell of it, you would have to leave. I mean, it's crazy.
I wouldn't have expected such a thing from him. We get along so well, Mark.
Well, can I call this guy? I'd like to hear his side of this. I'd like to hear why he thinks he can do this.
You call the lawyer?
No, what lawyer? How about him? Why can't I call him?
Well, you can. I don't know how far we should get it escalated. Here's my other question.
Well, okay, hold on. You go over for dinner, over dessert. He breaks it to you that he can drive your car whenever he wants, basically. So what do you say?
Well, I had to remind him about a situation that we had where he said that he owes me one. And
okay, where the hell do you guys live? Oz? I mean, what planet are you guys on? Yeah. I almost feel like this is a fake call. I mean, honest to God, man.
Yeah, it's troubling. I'm just trying to figure out the best way.
You know, I just, hold on here. I'm just a little weary of this whole thing. But anyhow, Mark Cranack, I appreciate you coming back on, but I think this is egregious, and I'm not sure. I want to get your legal opinion on it, Mark. This guy's claiming that his neighbor sold him a car. It's like an 07 Honda. Now, he goes out in his other car, or he's out, he comes home, and the neighbor decided to drive the car he sold him. He kept a key to it. And then over dinner, the caller, Monty, basically says, hey, I know you still have that spare key. You were driving my car. And the neighbor says this. The neighbor literally says, well, here's the contract. Look at this little thing you signed for down here. And what does it say again, Monty?
Pretty much just says when he needs a vehicle and this one's available, he has the right to use it.
I find it impossible. I mean, what do you make of this, Mark? It's going to be titled, Monty, once you get plates and it's titled in your name, I don't know what the hell this guy could ever do. Mark, what do you think? In fact, Mark, I think this is crazy. I don't even think it's possible. But I'm gonna go. I feel like it's April Fool's Day.
I know. It's kind of crazy. Yeah, I mean, geez. I know. First of all, who the car is, who owns it, right? I mean, because we say title to somebody owns it. I mean, at best, that thing could be, that clause can be interpreted as some kind of a, I don't know, lease agreement but
Mark, once he titles it in his name, for that matter, get the locks changed, Monty. I mean, I can't imagine this.
Right,
like I said, Mark, how about if it was a house and I snuck somewhere in on the contract? I can Airbnb it anytime I want, and he's got to get the hell out. No one's going to make that happen.
I doubt it. It's probably not enforceable, but it's kind of strange. It's kind of wacky. You just got to show you should read contracts.
Can I reprogram the ignition or the key or those type of things, guys?
What do you mean reprogram it? You could get new locks and stuff. I mean,
get a new key like I could a house. I could get a new house key.
I would assume, yes. If you want to spend enough money, yes, you could get something.
Okay.
But it sounds nuts,
I'll
man.
Look at the referral list and see. And
well, we've got a guy in Boulder. Who's the guy in Boulder, man? He can rekey and reprogram anything. I can't think of his name, but he's wonderful. Suzanne will put it up. Who's the
City Lock?
Yeah, City Lock. I'm not sure how far he goes, but he's mobile and he's got a place. But he can reprogram whatever you want. But, man, it just doesn't make sense to me, Monty. I mean, are you still friends with this guy?
Yeah, it's just complicated. His wife and my wife are like sisters, and it's like, why the hell would he do this to me?
I want to see the contract. You know what? I want you to put your, I want to see it. Can you send us this contract?
Yeah, I mean, good luck with it. It's handwritten. That's why
I don't care. Well, okay, then it really means nothing. Just send it to us. Well, that's not true. Of course it means something, but send it to us. I'll have Mark look at it. But I just find this hard to believe. Hold on a second, both of you. Okay. Norris, what is your comment on this? Norris is with SOS Inspections.
Hi, Mark.
Hey, man, hold on. Let me undo this here. Go ahead.
Okay. Since it's a 2007 and they're neighbors and you don't want to raise a big stink, rekeying could be kind of expensive. The quickest way to solve this problem would be to install a cutout switch on the ignition and hide it somewhere where the neighbor doesn't know it is on the car. So you sit down in the car, you have to flip a switch in order to start it and drive it. And you could even make it temporary, because the second time he goes into the car to start, he's going to quit trying to borrow it.
Well, I don't know. Do you even think it's real? I'm being serious, man. I mean, can you imagine that?
It probably is real.
What?
It probably is real. It's probably real. People do weird stuff. When it comes to cars.
I'm baffled by it, man. I'm honest to goodness baffled by it, Norris. But Norris,
$5 cutout switch.
Yeah,
in stereo shop.
Norris, hold on. I might have another question for you. I'm going to put you on hold. Another car question. By the way, it is car day, folks. All right. Hey, Mark Kranak, man, once again, I appreciate you coming on. Anybody needs a good attorney. Mark, what are the different things you do besides look at contracts for us and talk about different aspects of law? What do you specialize in?
It's a lot of DUIs and everything else, and take a select personal injury case from time to time, but a lot of criminal defense, DUIs.
All right. So here's the number, folks, 303-999-3900, 303-999-3900. All right, let's take a break. We're going to come back. We've got, it looks like a contractor issue, 7018 construction. Someone's got a question on a Subaru, and we do have a couple lines open. 303-713-8255. Hold tight.
This is Denver's Talk Station with Tom Martino now. Dan Kaplis today at 4, 630 KHOW, Denver. Now, Impact Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Audible.
From the Betfred Sports Traffic Center, travel in the metro area in pretty good shape right now. There's a couple of trouble spots to watch out for. Off highway, got a crash at Colfax and Dayton. Police are on the scene, so best to avoid the area. Crash off to the right shoulder on the northeastbound side of E470 past Chambers. Speeds have picked up, but travel through there with caution. On the highway drive downtown, southbound I-25 a bit slow between I-70 and Colfax. Westbound I-270 solid between Vasquez and I-70 at this time as well. Fox 31 pinpoint weather. Well, it's going to be partly sunny, chance of showers, a high of 57. Right now cloudy and 50. With your impact traffic and weather, I'm Pete Wagner, 630 KHOW.
Give spring a whole new sound with Audible Plus. Listen all you want to thousands of select Audible originals, audiobooks, and podcasts, including exclusive series. Start a free 30-day Audible Plus trial when you sign up at audible.com.
All right, so we talked about Granite Liquidators, where you can buy wholesale granite. Now, the artofgranite.com and Mitch Floria, these guys are fabricators. They can install it for you. And if you don't find anything at the other place, they will let you use their wholesale account to buy the stone anywhere you want. We're all spending a lot more time at home. You might as well enjoy your home, enjoy new countertops. They also have beautiful cabinets. Suzanne and I have used Art of Granite numerous times. 303-386-5919, theartofgranite.com. Now, if you ever, and I mean ever, have an issue with your homeowner's insurance, my homeowner's insurance, when my neighbors were getting new roofs, said I didn't have any damage. And I'm thinking, why are they all getting new roofs? So I called up Matt at Paragon Services. Bang, bang, bang. It took a while, but 7, 8, 9 months later, guess what I got? I got a check for almost $70,000 thanks to Matt at Paragon Services. If you need help, 719-726-0020, Fort Collins to Pueblo. Matt with Paragon Services, 719-726-0020.
Hi, this is Joe Cordell with the law firm Cordell & Cordell. When the prospect of divorce becomes a reality, you need a partner that you can count on. If you're a man in this situation, consider contacting Cordell & Cordell. We've helped men navigate complex legal matters for 30 years.
Contact Cordell & Cordell to schedule an appointment with one of our firm's Colorado area attorneys. Online at CordellCordell.com. 8101 East Prentice Avenue, Suite 475, Greenwood Village, Colorado, 80111.
From contractors to do-it-yourselfers. If you gotta dig, you gotta contact Colorado 811 first. It's quick. It's free. It's required. And it keeps everyone safe. So you can bring your project to life. Nailed it. Before you dig, contact 811. This message is sponsored by Colorado 811, the Colorado Broadcasters Association, and this station.
Tired of cleaning your gutters? Leaf Filter is America's #1 gutter guard, guaranteed to keep gutters clean for good. Get 15% off your purchase now. Call 844-300-LEAF or visit www.tryleaffilter.com for a free estimate.
Kitchens, baths, counters, and floors, and even replacing windows and doors. Hi, Dan Cicchini, Done Right Home Improvements. For well over 3 decades now, we've been serving Colorado families upgrading their homes. And as you very well know, we all find ourselves in some new and very unique times. But you know, our company is blessed to not only be surviving, but thriving. So thank you, Colorado, for your continued trust and loyalty. Because we are seeing some of the highest numbers of customers calling in for new work in our history. And we are so very thankful to be able to do our part to help put Colorado back to work. So yes, Done Right is now hiring. We have employment opportunities in almost all divisions of our company. So if you or someone you know is talented in our areas of work, has a deep sense of pride and workmanship, and holds old school values true to their heart, give us a call. 800-362-8370 or drhi.com. The time is right. As always, whether we're working for you or you're part of our Done Right family, you have our word. We'll treat you right at Done Right.
Do roller coaster stock markets make you nervous? With such frequent ups and downs, don't let market volatility derail your retirement. Hi, I'm Linda Gardner, host of Your Money, Your Retirement, Saturday on 630 KHOW. If you're concerned about the markets, call today to schedule a complimentary review of your portfolio. Call 720-488-8604. That's 720-488-8604. Or online, yourmoneyyourretirement.com.
Time to get your AC checked before it's too hot to bear. Fix It 24/7 has a deal for you. Clean, check, adjust, and practically refurbish the AC and furnace too for just $68. That's both services. And since they work together, it makes sense. Plus, you won't find a better price for the extensive work and deep cleaning anywhere. FixMyHome.com. That's FixMyHome.com.
When your house is in trouble, Fix It 24/7. We'll be there on the double.
Now more than ever, people want to know if there's anything they can do to help. And the answer is yes at BioLife Plasma Services. Your plasma is desperately needed to create life-changing medicines to help treat people with immune deficiencies, those who are most at risk right now. And when you donate plasma at BioLife, you can earn up to $1,000 in your first month as a token of appreciation for your time. So please, become a donor at BioLife. Visit biolifeplasma.com to learn more.
All the benefits of IVs at your door. Rocky Mountain IV Medics. Hydration, immunosupport, migraines, general wellness. Call or text 720-987-2155. Rocky Mountain IV Medics. 720-987-2155.
630 KHOW, an iHeartRadio station.
All right, 303-713-8255. We got a couple lines open. Tom's got a comment on all-wheel drive Subarus, but first let me get to Zach. And if you're new to the show, it's very simple. You've been ripped off, taken advantage of, just need some help. We're here to help you. I mean, really, that's what we do. We've got our deputies, in fact, Deputy Doc, and then Smarty Marty. And who's our new deputy, Suzanne?
Deputy Scott. He'll be calling in a little bit with a good update.
What's it on? Do you remember?
It was a gentleman who has a plumbing business. He canceled his workman's comp or liability insurance, whatever it was, and then farmers came to him for collections like a year later. And it's just been a bear to work through.
And he has an accounting background, right? Of some sort of bookkeeping.
Some sort of numbers and...
something like that. Tom, what's going on with you? What is your comment on Subarus?
Hey, Mark, I just wanted to get your opinion. I know you know cars, and wife's kind of looking at the 2021 Crosstrek, Subaru Crosstrek, and more so for the all-wheel drive. I know there's other all-wheel drive vehicles out there, and a while back I'd actually talked to Norris, and he was kind of mentioning about the Lexus and the good platform that is, on the reliability and everything, but I just wanted to get your overall general thought on
Subaru in general?
In general, and their all-wheel drive in general.
I think, I think they're fine, and I'll bring up, I'm looking at it too, I just looked at it. It's kind of like, is it a crossover, or is it really an SUV? I'm not sure what they'd refer to this.
I think they call it a crossover. It's built on the
Crosstrek.
Legacy. Yeah.
It's a good-looking vehicle. I mean, all these crossovers are pretty cool. We just got a little Hyundai Kona, which is a nice vehicle. The only thing that comes to Subaru, and I know they're good cars, and we'll ask Norris his opinion. You said you already talked to him, but, the only thing I would say is they seem to have a decent resale value, but you pay a lot for them in the beginning. In other words, I think they're overpriced, but if they have decent resale value, at least in Colorado, I don't know. Hold on a second. Hey, Norris, what do you think of Subarus in general, not just this Crosstrek?
I love them.
Yeah.
I think they're great cars.
What was that you were driving? You did a pre-purchase for me out at my house. You had the oldest car, and I thought it was so odd you were driving it. What was it? Was that a little Subaru?
No, it was a Saab 9000 Turbo, 1992.
Oh, my goodness. I couldn't believe it. It was a pretty cool car, though. But in general, you like Subarus. Do you think they're overpriced?
No, I don't think they're overpriced, actually. Some of their models are overpriced, but their base models are really quite a good value.
What do they start at?
I really like about...
Go ahead.
They start at about 20.
Okay.
But the thing I really like about Subarus is the driver assistance systems. The Subaru has what's called the EyeSight driver assistance systems, and I really like that.
What is that something that makes sure you're alert and then alerts you if you're not paying attention, or what is it?
Yes, it does that. It also keeps you in your lane. It does pre-braking, adaptive cruise control.
I mean, a lot of them. That little Kona we just bought has everything you just talked about as well. Are you saying they have it in every model though? You don't have to add it on.
It's not an option. Subaru has it on every car, just like they have all-wheel drive on every car.
Wow. Now Hyundai definitely does not do that, so I'll give it to them there. Yeah, that's kind of cool. I like the safety features more than anything. You got any other questions there?
I don't. I appreciate it, and get the two experts on there. That's all I needed.
You know what I would do, Tom, though? I still would look at that Kona, unless you're just stuck. I mean, here's the one thing that...
too, Mark, I just saw one of those the other day, and I've looked at it online, too. And my wife is smaller, and hence why she kind of wants a smaller vehicle, like the Crosstrek, like a Kona size,
Well, look at that. Look at the Kona, and they have one model called Knight. The Kona Knight.
Yeah.
It's kind of cool.
I saw that.
Hey,
yep, I did see that.
Here's the deal, though. Here's why I like them so much, and I'm not kidding. One, it's a great value for the money, but two, the warranty is unbelievable. We're getting ready to sell our Elantra because we replaced it with this Kona. So this 18 Elantra we have, and it's got all the safety features, got everything. We're going to sell it because it's at about 40,000 miles. So when I sell it, whoever buys it is going to have a 20,000 miles left on the bumper-to-bumper warranty. And just every time I get a Hyundai, I've just never had an issue selling them because I sell them still under bumper to bumper, and I generally I never owe money on them. In other words, I can sell them and I'm never upside down on a Hyundai. Not once have I ever been. On a Kia, I've been upside down. Now, granted, it was a minivan, and people don't buy minivans anymore, but I lost a ton on that. Tom, I appreciate your call. Hey, Norris, I thank you, sir. What is your number? Anybody getting a pre-purchase inspection, if you ever get one, if you ever go buy a car, call this man up. He has actually worked for me before. He comes out, the report he gives you is crazy. How many pages is your average report, Norris?
25 or 30.
Yeah, he will break down everything on that car. So let's say it's still in decent shape, but there is some problems. You've got plenty of ammunition or bullets to go get the price down, which is a great, great deal. So that's about it. Norris, give your number out. I don't have it up here.
720-940-4752, usedcarcheckout.com.
Hey, yeah, that's a great one, usedcarcheckout.com. And you'll go to a dealership. If the dealership doesn't want someone taking the used car, you'll go out there and check it out.
That's right.
Is there any dealerships, out of curiosity, is there any dealerships that ever tell you to hit the bricks and won't let you look at it?
Yeah, some of the scammers who are selling stuff and lying and doing really bad deals, they don't want me back, but there's only a handful.
Yeah, okay, cool. So most dealerships, or at least reputable ones, will let you come out and look at it. All right, thank you, Norris. I appreciate it. By the way, it is car day. If anybody's got any car questions, we have some experts standing by. Zach, what is going on with you, man?
Well, I found this company online because my dad's looking to build a garage on his property. Somebody referred this company to me. I got some quotes. It sounded like a good deal. He sounded legit, with whole process. I forwarded them on to my dad. My dad reviewed everything and made a deal and cut him a check for like $21,000 or $22,000. And he's been out to the house multiple times, but keeps making excuses, and then he can't get a hold of them, and just it's a mess.
Zach, has anything been delivered to the house? And actually, before you answer that, is this like a stick build? Is this a steel building? What is this?
Steel building.
Oh, it's a steel building.
It's a concrete. It's the steel building, siding, everything. I mean, the only thing they've brought out is they came and looked at the property, and they brought out like the thing of colors to pick the color.
And that's it. How about, did you get any plans on it yet?
No.
You didn't get the wet plans or the stamp plans?
No.
All right. Hold tight, man.
Okay.
All right. Just hold tight. Let me hit this break. We'll come back and talk. 303-713-8255. I hope we can help this guy out. I'll talk a lot about steel buildings, too. It's a tough business there. It's crazy, but we'll talk about it right after this.
Tell you don't know, you deleted him.
30 KHOW on iHeartRadio. Then you can hear news and talk that impacts your life.
Getting 630 KHOW from iHeartRadio.
Denver.
There now. Don't you see?
Devices. Now.
Colorado Paint, Simply Floors.
This report is sponsored by Audible.
Simply Floors 30, and a Colorado Pain Care 30. Mr. Major. Thank you, sir.
4 off highway, got a crash at Colfax and Dayton. Police are on the scene, so best to avoid the area. Crash off to the right shoulder on the northeastbound side of E470 past Chambers. Speeds have picked up, but travel through there with caution. On the highway drive downtown, southbound I-25 a bit slow between I-70 and Colfax. Westbound I-270 solid between Vasquez and I-70 at this time as well. Fox 31 pinpoint weather. Well, it's going to be partly sunny, chance of showers, a high of 57. Right now cloudy and 50. With your impact traffic and weather, I'm Pete Wagner, 630 KHOW.
Give spring a whole new sound with Audible Plus. Listen all you want to thousands of select Audible originals, audiobooks, and podcasts, including exclusive series. Start a free 30-day Audible Plus trial when you sign up at audible.com.
You know, we're going to have these guys on next hour, and I can't wait to talk to them. It's a Colorado Pain Care, and I did not know the extent of different things they do to help you manage pain. And it's crazy. And what I really like about these guys is, you know, they take almost every insurance out there. You know, whether it's medication, whether it's physical therapy, emotional therapy, acupuncture, these guys do it all. So if you know anybody out there that has been living with pain and basically wants to live a better life, I want you to listen in next hour. But their number is 303-GOT-PAIN. If you're, you know, trying to deal and it's hard, 303-GOT-PAIN. Now, here's something I really like. I like when a company brings you all the stuff to see in your house, and I'm talking about flooring. Can you imagine going to Home Depot and you're looking at samples right there? Yeah, you can grab them and check them out and bring them home and look at them, but how about a company that actually brings them to you? And then you can see what the samples look like, whether it's LVT or hardwood or carpet, the different colors, the different everything. You can see what it looks like with your furniture, your paint. It's very simple. And then on top of that, guess what? The company will save you up to 40% from the big box stores. It's simplyfloorsinc.com. You can schedule that on-site appointment right there at simplyfloorsinc.com.
EOG Resources seeks Geophysicist 2 to work in Denver, Colorado to perform seismic interpretation of 2D and 3D seismic data, perform detailed seismic well ties, interpretation techniques for stratigraphic and structural style characterization, reservoir property characterization, and seismic attribute mapping. To apply, email resumes referencing job code 10906 to HR_recruiting@EOGresources.com.
My wife is probably the healthiest person I know. She eats right, she's always physically active, but for some reason she's had some very naughty and uncooperative teeth. Long story short, those teeth had to go. Fortunately, Kristen got help, as you can, at Aspenwood Dental Associates and the Colorado Dental Implant Center, where Drs. Yaros, Augustine, Zeppelin, and Son represent the leading edge of dental implant technology and care. Just several weeks ago, Aspenwood Dental completed an implant and what's called a 3-tooth bridge for Kristen. I can't say I understand it all, but what I know is that if you see Kristen's mouth now, thanks to Aspenwood Dental, you absolutely cannot tell which are her original teeth and which are the new ones. And if anything, the implants are stronger and better than the originals. Kristen was overjoyed with the quality of care at Aspenwood, the kindness and friendliness of the staff.
Kind of a parallel universe situation.
Implants or dentures.
Are those calls any better?
Cleanings. Go where Kristen and I go, Aspenwood Dental. Learn more and get started with a free consultation at aspenwooddental.com. That's aspenwooddental.com.
Rick Edelman, award-winning radio host and founder of Edelman Financial Engines, takes questions on his radio show. Let's hear his answer on long-term care.
Hi, Rick. I'm worried about the cost of long-term care. Should I get insurance?
You're smart to ask, because 1 in 2 Americans over 65 will need long-term care. But do you need the insurance? It depends on your financial situation. If you're rich, you don't need insurance because you can afford the costs. If you're poor, Medicaid will pay for your care. But if you're in the middle class, the cost of care could push you and your spouse into poverty. Before you buy insurance, consider your complete finances, including your savings and investments. Get independent advice from someone who will give you the guidance you need, and that's in your best interest.
That's Rick Edelman, founder of Edelman Financial Engines. If you're looking for a trusted partner, talk to one of our financial planners by calling 888-PLAN-RICK or visit rickedelman.com.
Do you check your Google search results regularly? You should. People often get their first impression of you or your business online. Negative comments on the internet can impact your life and your livelihood. Take control of your online reputation. Get your free reputation report card at reputationdefender.com. It may reveal negative posts from an ex-employee, upset patient or client, news article, legal issue, or even exposed personal information right there in your Google search results. Uncover what's lurking on the internet about you with reputationdefender.com's patented scan and get your free reputation report card. Or for immediate assistance with your reputation, call 800-401-6681. Our cutting-edge technology helps make your Google search results look their best. Call 800-401-6681. That's 800-401-6681. 800-401-6681. Or take the free scan at reputationdefender.com.
The Good Assassins Hunting the Butcher podcast is part spy thriller, part detective story. Best-selling author and journalist Stephen Talty tells the pulse-pounding tale of an undercover operation to track down a Nazi killer.
A part of history that seems so bizarre to me that it couldn't have been real. But in 1964, the Israelis decided that Herbert Zuckers had to die.
Listen to The Good Assassins Hunting the Butcher on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Denver's talk station. Online at khout.com.
All right, 303-713-8255. You've been ripped off, taken advantage of. You need any advice. You want to just shed some light on a bad guy out there. That's what we're here for. 303-MARTINO, 303-713-8255. I'm going to get right back to Zach. He's got an issue with 7018 construction, right, Zach?
Yep, correct.
So here's the bottom line, and I'm saying this just to catch people up. His dad put, $21,000 down on a steel building, and I assume nothing. What you said, some stuff has been done. What has been done?
Oh, no, nothing's been done. They proposed what they're going to do, the contract, the size building that my dad picked out or whatever, and they said you need to deposit $21,000 for us to get started. They've made calls to him saying that the concrete or that the dirt work trucks are supposed to show up, the equipment's supposed to show up. They keep making excuses. Then they just kind of stopped answering the phone, and nothing's been done.
Nothing's been done. So they haven't broke ground at all.
No.
What was included? What was the total going to be? The 21 was down. What was the total?
I think it was 40-something. I don't know the exact amount, but it was 40-something. That was supposed to include the concrete and the steel building inside.
Well, when you say the concrete, you mean the slab, or was this going to sit on a foundation?
Well, they were gonna put in concrete for the building.
Wait a second. I'm sorry. Are they pulling permits, or you don't know?
Well, we had assumed that they would, because all the companies that I talked to that would do this kind of work, they were going to get with the county and do all the permanent work and everything. This is
what size? What size steel building is this?
It was 30 by 30.
30 by 30? I think I lost him there.
He's in the mountains. I took his number.
All right, hold on there. Let me just put him on hold, see if you can get him back up. But here's the deal, a 30 by 30. I mean, if you're talking dirt work, and then you're talking actually doing the foundation, then you're talking doing the slab, is he back up? And then you're talking doing the slab inside of the building, there's no way that's going to be done for $40,000, Zach. It's just not going to happen. I'm hoping they're actually still around and have some of the money. But are you sure that was supposed to include the actual foundation?
As far as I knew, yeah. I mean, like I say, what happened is the company was referred to me. I started talking to them, and they were giving me some pricing. It sounded like a good deal, and I was like, well, let me... My dad...
Hey, do this for me. You know what, Suzanne, let's get up our steel building expert on referral list. See if you can't get him up. I'd like to ask him if it's even possible. But, Zach, who are you dealing with at 7018 Construction?
I can't remember the name. I guess I just, at this point...
Well, we're going to call him for you. I mean, that's the main thing I want to do is give these...
Great.
Yeah, so you don't know who you're dealing with there, though?
I'm not sure who my dad is dealing with. I told...
All right, hold on. Let me put him on hold. That's going to drive me nuts. Anyhow, here's what I'd like to do. So, Deputy Doc, if you're listening, or Smarty Marty, 7018 Construction. Let's see if we can't get a comment. Suzanne will email you this guy's info. So let's do that. Zach, hold on, and make sure Suzanne gets the info. You're breaking in and out. Meantime, we're going to have some updates next hour that are going to be great. On top of that, I've been trying to talk about this forever, but this new technology by Apple called AirTag is so cool. People have heard of tiles before. What a tile is you can basically put it on something, and if you lose that item, then you can track it depending if the tile can communicate. And that's the problem with tile and other stuff like it. If you're in the middle of the desert, if you're somewhere where it can't be seen, it's not going to work. And the battery life isn't that good. But AirTag, the battery life's better. It's smaller. This thing's about the size of a couple nickels put together. And the coolest part about it, listen to what Apple did. And I'm not a huge Apple guy, but this is incredible. And I really wonder where this is going to go in the future. Every iPhone out there that uses Find My Phone, which is virtually everybody that has an iPhone, if that's turned on, that becomes part of the AirTag network. So you got to figure in this country, 44 or 46, something like that, % of people have an iPhone. So if you're walking through the mall, or if you're in a parking lot, or you're in the Pepsi Center, if you're anywhere, for almost half the people have an iPhone. And if they have the Find My Phone turned on, once again, it is part of the network to find these AirTags. So if you lose your wallet and you have an AirTag in it, or your car gets stolen and you have an AirTag in it, if you have an AirTag on anything, and remember, it's the size of 2 nickels, whenever it's within Bluetooth reach of any of these iPhones, it will report exactly where it's at. So if you lost your wallet, like, in the bleachers, or you lost them in the gym, somewhere where no one would just find it, like behind something, soon as there is any iPhone within, say, 30 feet, it's going to report back to you. It's ingenious, and only Apple can do this. Who else could do this? Think about that. They're the only ones that have that kind of dominance in the market. What else could that be used for? Think of all the things this new Apple network, it's not new, but basically this network that Apple's created can be used for. Comcast does something similar with all their modems. If you ever look, there's Wi-Fi, Comcast, that's public everywhere. So if you have a Comcast account, you could log into it. We use it a lot when we're camping and doing things like that. If you have a username and password, but it's piggybacking off all the Comcast modems around it. But this thing with the iPhone is remarkable just because how many people have these iPhones. I'm sitting here thinking of all the different technology they could implement. And some people like Tile are very upset on this. They're saying it's not fair. I think we're going to see some lawsuits. They're saying, well, no one else can use that. But, I mean, that's what Apple's always done. They kind of own their own hardware. They own their own technology. It's kind of their deal. I'm not sure where that's going to go, but I do love the technology. All right, 303-713-8255. We have a couple lines open. We're going to hit it after this.
Now's the perfect time for this special offer. Get half off a Carrier AC with the purchase of a qualifying Carrier furnace, plus a 10-year warranty on parts and labor. Only from Plumline Services, with faith and character. I've trusted them in my home going on 20 years. Turn to the experts you trust. Plumline and Carrier. PlumlineServices.com. Ethics and excellence in practice every day. Service at home. Servants at heart. PlumlineServices.com.
Warning. This product contains nicotine. Nicotine is an addictive chemical. Say hello to simple you can savor. Velo dissolvable nicotine lozenges are smoke-free and hassle-free and made to enjoy virtually anywhere. Why? Because they dissolve, but the flavor doesn't. So go ahead and enjoy on your time and on your terms. Velo lozenges are available at a convenience store near you or at Velo.com. Get yours now. Website restricted to age 21 plus nicotine consumers. Nicotine products. Underage sale prohibited.
Portions of the following program were pre-recorded.
KRFX HD2 Denver.
KHOW Denver, an iHeart radio station. Available everywhere on our free iHeart Radio app. #1 for music, radio, and podcasts. All in one.
ABC News, I'm Will Reeve. The fate of the Johnson & Johnson COVID-19 vaccine under review by a CDC panel meeting today, seeing if there's a link to rare cases of blood clots, including 2 deaths.
The CDC is investigating the death of a woman in Oregon. Doctors say she developed a rare blood clot days after receiving the Johnson & Johnson vaccine. Health officials say the woman in her 50s got the shot before federal officials placed the Johnson & Johnson vaccine on hold last week when they cited 6 cases of rare blood clots out of 7 million million doses received. Doctors emphasize they have not concluded whether this death in Oregon is related to the vaccine.
ABC's Faith Abube. President Biden hosting world leaders for the final day of the virtual climate summit focusing on environmental policies that create jobs. In June, the president heads to Europe for both the G7 and NATO summits, his first overseas trip since taking office. Next week, the president will address members of Congress. His speech will include details about his infrastructure plan. This is ABC News. Russian opposition leader Alexei Navalny says he is ending his prison hunger strike after 24 days. On Instagram, Navalny posting he'll continue to demand medical attention for numbness in his arms and legs, and thanking the thousands of people who demonstrated for him across Russia this week. A race against time in waters north of Bali. The U.S. now assisting the Indonesian Navy trying to find a missing submarine with 53 crew on board. Retired Marine and ABC News contributor Steve Ganyard.
The real worry here is that an oil slick was discovered above the area where the submarine started its descent, which would suggest that there was some sort of a catastrophic failure in the dive.
The sub's oxygen supply could run out within hours. Republican Caitlyn Jenner is running for governor of California. This as incumbent Democrat Gavin Newsom faces a likely recall election. 90s rap superstar Shock G has died. He led hip-hop's Digital Underground, the group that launched the then-unknown rapper Tupac Shakur. Shock G, real name Gregory Jacobs, was 57. Will Reeve, ABC News.
What's in store for your business this week at Staples?
Printing you new signs for the times.
Get back to business with custom printed signs and sales materials. Staples has hundreds of designs to choose from, or just upload your own.
And now at Staples, get 15% off signs, posters, or decals when you spend $75 or more.
Some items printed same day when ordered before 2 p.m.
Save big on custom printing at Staples.
Ends 5/29/21. Exclusions apply. Limit one offer per customer. See store associate or visit staples.com/signage for details.
Let's be real. Mopping is a hassle. You have to fill the bucket, pushing a wet, heavy mop around, then cleaning the mop when you're done so it doesn't grow bacteria. A hassle on top of a hassle. Try Swiffer WetJet. With Swiffer WetJet, you start with a fresh pad and cleaning solution every time. And when you're done, you just toss the pad. Swiffer WetJet. The faster, easier, cleaner way to clean your floors.
630 KHOW has your chance to win $1,000. Listen at 5 past the hour for the 12K a day giveaway. Listen for the keyword and enter it on our website, khow.com, for your chance to win $1,000. Sponsored by Guy Reese.
The spring sale is going on now at Guy Reese, and you can save $7 per gallon on Benjamin Moore Regal Select Paint. Stop by any of their 22 Front Range locations and save today. For locations and hours, visit GUIRYS.com. Guy Reese, your neighborhood paint store since 1899.
KHOW News Time, 12:03.
Investigators have yet to find a clear motive in last month's shooting at a Boulder King Superstore that left 10 people dead. Motive was not part of the information that came when Boulder DA Michael Doherty announced dozens of new charges against the suspected shooter.
While explaining new charges, the DA laid out what the investigation has revealed so far.
There were 3 officers in that initial response, 2 of whom survived.
Despite having an officer down, the DA says law enforcement worked quickly to regroup and stop the suspect.
Less than 30 seconds after Officer Talley was shot and killed, and the other 2 officers were victims of attempted murder, a second wave of officers then engaged and went into King Supers.
He pointed out all civilians killed that day were shot before law enforcement entered the store.
Reporter Joel Hillen. More Coloradoans are getting protected against COVID-19. State health officials gave an update on the vaccination rollout, showing 37% are now considered immune. In addition, more than half of those eligible have received at least 1 dose of the vaccine. That's the latest. I'm Pat Woodard.
Now, Impact Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Wendy's.
From the Bedford Sports Traffic Center, let's see, it's Friday, approaching the lunch hour drive. That means there must be a crash downtown, northbound I-25 approaching 6th Avenue. Already seeing backups to about Santa Fe there, so just watch out for those delays. Also southbound I-25 a bit slow between I-70 and Spear as well downtown. Off-highway, got a crash at Colfax and Dayton to watch out for, and road work causing big delays on Bellevue at Broadway. To avoid the delays, avoid that area. Fox 31 pinpoint weather, going to be a good chance of showers later today with a high of 57. Right now, mostly cloudy and 50. With your Impact Traffic and Weather, I'm Pete Wagner, 630 KHOW.
Right now at Wendy's, you can get a bacon double stack, 4-piece crispy or spicy nuggets, fries, and a drink in the $5 biggie bag. That's 2 fresh beef patties, applewood smoked bacon, and juicy chicken, all for just $5. Secure the bag with the most value. Get the biggie bag. Price and participation may vary.
Wouldn't it be great to escape to your own condo in the mountains, your own log cabin in the mountains, somewhere you can get away for long weekends or even work remotely? Hey, it's Ross Kaminsky for American Financing, reminding you that a new home, including a second home, is very affordable right now, thanks to interest rates that are still close to record lows. And when you work with American Financing, you don't just benefit from custom loans, you actually get the full home buying experience because they partner with some of the top realtors in Colorado, so you can feel confident you're buying the right property at an affordable price with the best possible loan program. At American Financing, they are really in it for you. They're your one-stop shop when it comes to home buying, open 7 days a week, including evening hours, so don't put off that dream home any longer. Move up to something bigger or buy a vacation home by calling 303-695-7000. That's 303-695-7000 or online at AmericanFinancing.net.
NMLS 182334, regulated by the Division of Real Estate.
It's the Dan Kapla Show. Afternoons 4 to 6.
Friday at 4, another big study showing that marijuana causing much more bloodshed on our roadways. Is it worth it? Not even close. How do we fight back against the drug dealers? I've got a great idea. Join me at 4.
Denver's talk station has your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website, SUN. That's SUN. Enter it now.
All right, Mark, you're back soon. Here we go.
Win with a $12K a day giveaway. This is the Troubleshooter Show.
Help, I need somebody.
Now, Tom Martino, the Troubleshooter.
Welcome to the show, the only show of its kind. We're here to solve problems, answer questions, take your complaints, try to make your life just a little bit better. Honestly, that's what we do. We're basically a gang, and I'll say that. We've got Suzanne, we've got Ann over there, myself, of course, our founder, our savior, Mr. Tom Martino. He's out right now. And on top of that, we have our deputies. We have Deputy Dan. He runs our video at Facebook and YouTube. And then we have Smarty Marty, who happens to be in Florida, but he can solve cases like you can't believe. He was a doctor. And then we have Deputy Doc, another doctor that is a retired baby doctor that listens to the show all the time. When problems come in with businesses or with anybody, we assign the case. One of our people get on it. They call up the business. We try to pressure them into doing the right thing if that's the case. You know, a lot of times, though, consumers, I've learned over the years, consumers can lie a little bit. There's no doubt about that. Sometimes we'll get a call, hey, this happened, that happened. By the time we talk to the business and verify everything, guess what? Nothing. Totally fabricated story sometimes. Other times they leave out massive, and I mean massive, parts of the story. So it can get a little confusing, but that's what this show does. So if you've been ripped off or taken advantage of, here's the number, 303-MARTINO. You can dial that anytime, and you will either be able to leave a message or come live to the show, or 303-713-8255. That's our number right here on our flagship, 630 KHOW in Denver. Great station, been around forever, and we've been on it forever. 303-MARTINO and 303-713-8255. Now, we've got lots of updates this hour. Right now, though, I'm going to take a real quick call from Jason. I talked about Apple AirTags a little bit last hour, and it's a new technology by Apple. It's the size of a couple nickels put together, roughly, from what I can see, and you can put it on anything. You can put it in a car. You can put it in your wallet. You can put it on the back of your phone. You can put it anywhere. And every single iPhone out there that is using Find My Phone actually will try to find it, which is really cool. So if you lose something, soon as an iPhone that has Find My Phone activated on it, which is almost every iPhone, or at least a vast amount of them, it will actually find it for you and tell you exactly where it is. And the app is pretty cool. I'm looking at pictures of it. It's like your item is 20 feet away to the left. I mean, it'll bring you right to it. This hour, we also are going to talk to Dr. Jason Crutch. He's with Colorado Pain Care, and man, we've been building up questions for these guys. We get emails every day from people at help@troubleshooter.com, and it's just time to pick this guy's brain on him, no matter how we put it. But Jason, what is your comment on the AirTags?
Mark, the only thing that I wanted to say was what I heard you say was that all of these AirTags are going to be verifying that the phones are within a certain proximity. So it's like Apple, the mothership hive, is going to have the ability to track your phone and then independently verify all of the locations of the phones with the reverse data from these little aircraft.
Oh, my God, Jason, you know they're doing that already. When you use, I don't care. I like picking on iPhones because I have a Samsung, but regardless, they're good products, and, most people prefer them for whatever reason. But either or, these phones know everything about us. Apple knows everything about you. Apple knows how often you go to the liquor store, how often you go to the doctor. Apple knows when you sleep. Apple knows everything about you. And if you don't think they sell that information, of course they sell that information. And the other thing, listen to this. When you download an app, all these free apps, and a lot of people know this, but if you actually look at what you're agreeing to when you install a stupid free game or you install anything, it's amazing. It is absolutely amazing what you agree to. And no one ever reads them. They could put in there, you agree to give up your firstborn. I mean, there's so much stuff in there. But that app does nothing but collect data from the operating system. So if that app is on a Samsung phone, Jason, it's collecting whatever information it can grab, where you are, where you go, what your habits are, and then you get targeted by ads. It's crazy. But here's the deal with Apple. And you're absolutely right. The mothership, man, eventually Apple, the way it's going, is going to have cars. They've got phones. They've got tablets. They have TVs. They have everything out there. Apple is going to know everything. Literally everything. It's going to be like Big Brother, but it's not just them. Is that kind of your point?
That was the exact point of it. Is it, just the fact that it's more of your freedoms and liberties slipping away by choice. You choose to do it whenever you put it on your phone, and you don't even realize the downstream consequences of your own actions.
Yeah, and I was talking.
You just want to.
I was talking about apps that you install and agree stuff to, but if you ever have a brand new phone from AT&T, or even if you buy one directly from Apple or Samsung.com, when you first turn that on and you're signing up for stuff, you're agreeing to a lot of different things on there. And who wants to turn off Find My Phone or whatever Samsung's is? I mean, you want that on. That's what's nice. If you lose your phone, you can go get it. But by having that on, you agree to so much. It's crazy. Jason, would you buy AirTags real quick? I am. It looks like they're going to sell 3 for $99 or like $35 a piece. Honestly, I've already caved in. I've already agreed to a lot of free stuff out there. So what am I going to do? I don't care. I'd like to be able to find my wallet if I lose it.
Yeah, I kind of drag my feet just for the principle of it. I'm not an early adopter by any means. In fact, I'd rather have one of those flip phones like the old people used to have with 3 buttons on it. Just call home, call somebody else, call an emergency number.
Call 911. That's it. All right. Thank you, Jason, for that comment. Any other comments on AirTags? I'd love to hear it. But if you really think about it, what they have done at Apple, they have created a network, a walking, talking, powerful network of little mini computers that basically 44% of the population of the U.S. have in their pocket. And think of it as like a beehive. All of them come together to create a network. Think about how they could use that power. Talk about cryptocurrency. They use all kinds of power or mining machines to come together to create Bitcoin and other kinds of currency. But think about what you could do with all these Apple phones. What is there, hundreds and hundreds of millions just in the United States? Think of the processing power. It's crazy. Suzanne, what did we end up on that steel building? I could barely hear him.
Well, here's the deal. So Deputy Doc is calling.
Cool.
But in the meantime, he literally just texted saying, kind of ironic that I called you guys today. My dad just got a call from the Colorado Bureau of Investigation. I guess there's been a bunch of complaints on this company.
Oh, my God.
So this might be
anybody
another
out there,
screwed person.
Text him back. Anybody besides his dad we can get information on. I would absolutely love to do that. I'd love to get that information on him. Now, let's do this real quick. Kathleen, you look like you have a quick question. By the way, we have one line open, 303-713-8255. Then we're going to go talk to Dr. Jason Crutch. Kathleen, do you have a question on capital gains? What is it?
Well, I was talking to a CPA this past Sunday.
Okay.
Because of the rumors that President Biden was going to raise the capital gains and all the inheritance tax. And he said, yes, that's a possibility.
Sure it is.
Congress president may do that. But I said, how does that protect me? I own my home free and clear, capital gains, and I bought it when it was brand new. That's worth, everything that Denver is worth a lot more.
So I have very little understanding of exactly what Biden wants to do, let alone does Congress when they actually sit down and start negotiating. Even it doesn't even matter if it's both parties or just one, like it probably will be. But no one knows exactly what it's going to be. But I doubt, Kathleen, they would take away the exemption that you have when you sell your primary residence. So in other words, now if you have a rental house or other things... It
is.
Oh, it's a rental house.
Okay. Yeah. Now, here's...
Wait, Kathleen, do you have a rental house, or are we talking about your primary residence?
No, rental.
Oh, man, that could be affected. In fact, right now you pay capital gains on that. But if that goes up to ordinary income, oh, my God, that would be insane. Depending on your tax bracket, you could be paying, 45% on capital gains? And honestly, hold on. I want to opine for a minute. And here's why. Because you know what? You actually did bring something up that I generally would never talk about on this show. But if folks think by turning... I want to bite my tongue when I say this, but when you start telling people that capital gains are going to be treated like ordinary income in a lot of situations, you're insane. Who's going to invest in the stock market? Who's going to have rental properties? Why? If I've got to share up to 50 or 45% of whatever I make, my risk is going to go way down. As a corporation, if you're taxed higher, you're going to hire less people. It's just, it's moronic to me. We saw how the economy took off when the tax rate for corporations was brought down to 20 or 21, whatever it is now. Just talking about it starts shaking the market. The other day, in fact, I think it was yesterday, the market dropped 150, 200 points just on a rumor about what Kathleen's talking about. Now, Kathleen, keep going. I'm sorry.
That's right. Now, the CPA said to protect yourself, and this is for not only my situation, but anybody that owns rental property or a ranch or, anything on this order, and they go to sell their ranch, their farm. He said if you put this, let's just take my example. If I put my house in a trust,
yes,
the trust takes precedence, and the trust, it will go back to the date the trust was written.
Oh,
so let's say it's written
You know
today,
what, Kathleen, that's very smart.
Well, I thought, when he told me that, I thought maybe some of your listeners might want to
No, I think that's great, and what I would like to do is get a CPA on. In fact, maybe we're not going to do it today, but I'd like to get Eric on. Let's note that, Suzanne. Yeah, that's interesting. And I don't know if that's correct, though, because who knows how it's going to be. It could go retro. I'm not sure. But generally, I would assume it would be grandfathered. Listen, we're going to take a break. We have got a neighbor issue coming up that's going to blow your mind. Dan, I know you have pictures, so I want to get the pictures up when I'm talking about it on our Facebook and on our YouTube channel. This one's crazy, and we're also going to talk to Dr. Jason Crutch.
The Good Assassin.
30 Seconds, Rocky Mountain IV, and Ideal.
A thriller, part detective story. Best-selling author and journalist Stephen Talty tells the pulse-pounding tale of an undercover operation to track down a Nazi killer.
A part of history that seems so bizarre to me that it couldn't have been real. But in 1964, the Israelis decided that Herbert Zuckers had to die.
Listen to The Good Assassins Hunting the Butcher on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
All right, check it out. So Tom cannot stop bragging about these people, Rocky Mountain IV Medics. They basically come to your location. Maybe it's an office, maybe it's your house. It really doesn't matter. But they hook you up to an IV, and they basically pump vitamins and other things into you. And when I say Martino's hooked on this, he's doing it about every other week, and I can always tell the days that he had it the night before. You have to check this out or at least call. But IV drips are a way to
basically hydrate. If you have any kind of deficiency in vitamins, a lot of people that suffer from migraines do this all the time. You need to check it out for general wellness. RockyMountainIVMedics.com, or call them or text them right now. Set it up. It's very affordable, and I bet you end up like Tom doing it all the time. 720-987-2155. Rocky Mountain IV Medics, 720-987-2155. Now, if you have a lot of debt out there, how do you take care of it? You ever had credit cards? We all have. We've all been young, or most of us, to where we've had high credit card debt, high interest, 21%. How far are you into your mortgage right now? If you have a mortgage over 2.5%, 3%, depending on the term left on it, you need to call the folks at Ideal Home Loans, and I'll tell you why. You know, rates are going to go back up. A lot of people that are younger don't remember this, but when Jimmy Carter was around, your mortgage was 14%. I assure you they're going to go up. You want low rates, and you can get them right now, either to refi or if you're looking for that first house, Ideal Home Loans can help you. And if interest rates do happen to go down, here's what I love about Ideal. They'll refi you for free. If interest rates go down, in the next 2 years, they'll refi you for free. You can call for details. They also have a custom term loan. Maybe you got a little more cash flow right now. Maybe you want to get your payments lower. Maybe you want to pay off your house faster. It doesn't matter. Get your Ideal Home Loan. 303-867-7000. Brent Ivenson's the owner. They're great folks down there. They've been on our referral list for years and years and years. The best rates, the best service, the best guarantees. Ideal Home Loans.
This is Bill Lamphere, General Manager at Cooney Lexus of Greenwood Village, the #1 Lexus dealer in Colorado in both new and certified pre-owned sales. To celebrate the spring, lease the all-new 2021 Lexus ES250 all-wheel drive for only $319 per month. Visit CooneyLexusofGreenwoodVillage.com or see us at our state-of-the-art facility at I-25 in Bellevue.
39-month lease with 10,000 miles per year and $39.99 drive-off plus taxes and fees. No security deposit with above-average credit through Lexus Financial Services.
Now more than ever, people want to know if there's anything they can do to help, and the answer is yes, at BioLife Plasma Services. Your plasma is desperately needed to create life-changing medicines to help treat people with immune deficiencies, those who are most at risk right now. And when you donate plasma at BioLife, you can earn up to $1,000 in your first month as a token of appreciation for your time. So please, become a donor at BioLife. Visit BioLifePlasma.com to learn more.
Season after season, quality's a reason. People trust K&H Home Solutions. Beautiful windows, siding and doors, roofing gutters and more.
65 years in business. Happy anniversary to K&H Home Solutions. The best products, installation, and warranties. K&H has what you're looking for. I'm consumer advocate Tom Martino. Such amazing products and special anniversary deals. Soft light windows, $650 discount on each one. The only window earning the government's Energy Star rating 7 years straight. Everlast siding, $6,500 off. The most durable color-fast siding ever. And $1,650 off Provia entry doors purchased with storm doors. Some minimum supply. Call for details, 303-421-7100. Or make your own appointment now at khwindows.com.
K&H Home Solutions has what you're looking for.
I'm Dr. Baker, an ER physician. If you're having leg pain, swelling, or redness, but haven't talked to your doctor yet, don't wait. This could be deep vein thrombosis, a blood clot which could travel to your lungs and lead to a pulmonary embolism, which could cause chest pain or discomfort or difficulty breathing and be deadly. Your symptoms could mean something serious, so don't wait. Talk to a doctor right away, by phone, online, or in person.
Brought to you by Bristol-Myers Squibb and Pfizer.
This year, staying home has taken on a whole new meaning. But a new color and a fresh coat of paint changes everything. You can trust CertaPro painters to handle every detail. Listening, prepping.
Yeah, I should be able to find one.
Free. Get a free estimate from CertaPro painters today. Times may have changed, but CertaPro painters' local service and expertise remains the same. To get your painting project started, go to CertaPro.com. That's Certa with a C. Each CertaPro painter's business is independently owned and operated.
This is Hall of Famer Eric Dickerson. Here's what's trending on the iHeart Sports Network.
Presented by LifeLock Identity Theft Protection.
Kentucky men's basketball star Terrence Clark passed away in a car crash yesterday, according to LA police. The 19-year-old had declared for the NBA draft and was working out with BJ Boston before the accident. Broncos GM George Payton expects Jawan James, who has played just 3 games for Denver since being signed in 2019, to start at right tackle and play well next season. And for the 4th straight year, the Avalanche are headed to the playoffs after beating the Blues last night 4-2. I'm J.D. Haffren.
Identity thieves love tax forms with personal info needed to steal your identity. That's why LifeLock helps protect, monitor, and restore your identity. No one can monitor all transactions at all businesses, but you can save up to 25% off your first year at LifeLock.com. Promo code RISK.
Hey, this is Dan Kaplis. Thanks for listening to Tom Martino. Join me this afternoon at 4 for your ride home, and all you have to say is, Alexa, play 630 KHOW.
Denver's talk station. Available on over 2,000 devices.
All right, 303-713-8255. I'll let you know when a line's open. We've got a lot coming up. Someone with Progressive Insurance. This neighbor deal. Steve, you hang in there tight. I promise you're going to be up next. And then Kathleen, I think we can free up, unless if you didn't already do that, Suzanne. But right now I want to go to Dr. Jason Crutch. You know, he's with Colorado Pain Care, and we get so many questions every time these guys are on. We get them in by email. We get calls all the time. In fact, feel free to call in, 303-MARTINO. I'll try to direct that towards the back line right now if you have any questions when it comes to pain management. Hey, Dr. Crutch, how are you today, sir?
Mark, it's a great pleasure to be on your program. I'm well. How are you?
I'm doing pretty good. You know, I was thinking about what you guys do down there in general. I was looking through your website, and I'm shocked. Do you guys have psychologists down there?
You know, we have most everything from A to Z, and we refer to psychologists, although we do not have psychologists.
Okay. I just couldn't get over when you start thinking about pain. It could be just mental. There's lots of different things it could be, but it made me really start thinking of all the different ways to attack a problem with pain. And one of the questions we've gotten at least a couple times is, what happens if someone, they communicate to you or they perceive pain, but you can't find what the root cause is? How do you deal with someone like that? Honestly, they come in, they truly are in pain, but you have no idea, or they have no idea what the root cause was. How do you deal with someone like that?
Mark, that's a great question, and something that most don't recognize, that pain is often felt, but you can't often put a picture to it or a specific diagnosis to it. And that's part of the conundrum of what we deal with on a daily basis, is trying to meet patients that nobody else has an explanation for what they're going through, and we try to explain it and find a treatment for them.
So, out of all the different treatments, I mean, here's the other thing, and I've wondered this because of my uncle. I know 2 people. A guy that worked for me for years at one of my automotive stores, his name was Virgil, then my uncle Mario. Both of them had knee pain, and they were both probably in their 70s. My uncle might have been a little older. He's still alive, and he's like 96. But anyhow, they had a lot of knee pain, and they kept getting it treated forever. In fact, I forget what those shots are called, but they would give them a shot.
Like cortisone shots, Mark?
Yeah,
maybe?
I think so. And then after a certain amount of time, it would wear off. But eventually, they both decided to get the knee surgery done. And after they recovered, both of them, and I can't believe this, both of them, and I knew both these guys, or know both these guys very well, they had the exact same thing. They said, you know what, I wish I did this years and years before. So how does someone know in a situation like a knee or something that'll eventually need surgery, how do you know when to treat it, when to stop treating it and do the surgery? I mean, do you guys help with those decisions?
Yes, we absolutely do. And in fact, we work very closely with our surgical colleagues to determine when a patient needs to go to surgery or when more conservative modalities are working, like the cortisone injections. As you stated, for years, sometimes even longer, injections can prevent surgery. However, at some point in time, a more definitive procedure would have to be done.
What kind of what kind of management do you have the most success with? What do you see all the time and people are always in a lot better shape than before you guys met with them?
You know, with every pain condition, Mark, we employ a multimodal treatment approach, meaning we use directed therapies like minimally invasive procedures, along with medication management and physical therapy for all pain types from head to toe.
Oh, my goodness. All right, do me a favor. You can hang with us a little bit, right, Doc? I already got an email question for you, but I got to take this break, okay?
Absolutely. Yep. You got me, buddy.
All right. Very cool. So let's do that. Let me get them back on hold. 303. I'm not even going to give it out. We got full lines. I promise people I'm going to weave in and out of this, but we get questions on this stuff all the time. Steve? Oh, Monty's back. Oh, man. He's got an update on this car contract. Here's the deal. Monty said his neighbor sold him a car. He paid for it. But in the agreement, it says that the neighbor who sold it to him can use the car anytime he wants. He figured this out because he came home one day and the car wasn't there, and he found out his neighbor had it. It's the craziest thing I ever heard. We're going to see what that update is right after this.
This is Denver's Talk Station with Ross Kaminsky in the morning.
All right, let me move one real quick.
Afternoon, 6:30, KHOW, Denver. Now, Impact Traffic.
This report is sponsored by SmartMouth, the only 24-hour mouthwash with twice daily use.
From the Betfred Sports Traffic Center, there's quite a few slow spots in the drive across town. On the north end, crash in the cleanup stages on southbound I-25 at 84th. That's back.
Change it to Century.
Crash being cleared downtown, northbound I-25 approaching 6th Avenue. Watch out for backups to about Santa Fe. Wreck off highway, northbound Federal at I-70 causing delays. Crash being cleared at Federal and Jewel.
Yeah, I just swapped them out. It'll be fixing it simply next break.
View at Broadway. Watch out for those backups. Fox 31 pinpoint weather. Going to be a chance of showers later with a high near 57. Right now, mostly cloudy and 52. With your Impact Traffic and Weather, I'm Pete Wagner, 630 KHOW.
If you talk to someone and they jump back because of your breath, you need SmartMouth, the 24-hour mouthwash. You want to turn heads, but not like that. SmartMouth is the only mouthwash that can provide 24-hour fresh breath when used twice a day. Pick up a bottle of SmartMouth today or visit smartmouth.com.
Oh, man, I am looking forward to after the show. You know why? Suzanne and I are heading up to Breckenridge in our RV. We actually drove it from where we live down to here. It's parked in the back today. We're going to hop in it. We're going to head up with the 2 dogs. It's like having a house on wheels. We got, I think, 3 slides on ours. It's really easy to hook up, but here's the bottom line. I bought it right here in Colorado. I bought it from CenturyRV.com. They're great folks down there. They sell more Cougar fifth wheels, by the way, than anybody else in the country. And the last time I talked to Ray, he's the general manager, they had more inventory than anybody else in the state right now when it comes to everything. You have to check these guys out, and right now is a great time to get into it. We have summer months coming up. We use ours in the winter. We bring it to Colorado Springs. We just brought it to Fort Collins 2 weeks ago, and today Breckenridge. We'll be up at Tiger Run this weekend. It's a great way to get great time together, and you can bring the dogs and the kids. You just got to check it out. But go to CenturyRV.com. That is CenturyRV.com. All right, here's a company that I just talked to the owner. He wanted me to advertise something. He said, I want to advertise $2,000 off a furnace and an AC installed. So a brand new furnace, a brand new AC installed, $2,000 off. I said, Garrett. I said, come on, man, what does that mean, Garrett? $2,000 off? And I understand because I know him and I know the company, it is a real $2,000 off. But I said, tell me what that equals so I can tell people. I said, people advertise 20%, $1,000 off. No one knows what that means. Here's what it means. If you go to 888heating.com or call them, that's their phone number as well, you can get, listen to this, a new air conditioning unit, a new furnace, both installed, labor, everything, starting at $8,500. Of course, it's all the size you want and the efficiency, but starting at $8,500. And on top of that, he threw in the kicker. No interest or free money, if you will, for 5 years. 888heating.com. You have to check these guys out. I know people out there are sitting on bids right now for a new furnace and air conditioner for well over $15,000. You need to check these guys out. They'll beat any price, apples to apples as well. 888heating.com.
Colorado is more than a state. It's a state of mind. Here, we each do things our own way. And yet, state politicians want to create a one-size-fits-all government health insurance system called the state government option. It gives politicians greater control over your health care, threatening the coverage you already have and increasing costs. It's time to tell politicians we cannot afford the state government option. Learn how at coloradoshealthcarefuture.org.
Most of us love to make buying decisions based on referrals from others. We've built our company on the compliments and referrals of our great customers. Hi, this is Terry from Weedman Lawn Care. We have local ownership and on-staff turf management PhD, and thus the best trained techs in the Denver area. We make your yard greener, thicker, more kid-friendly. Strive to be weed-free, and do so with an environmentally sound approach to lawn care. More importantly, here's what customers say about us. Heidi S. of Denver wrote, I've tried several different lawn services, but Weedman actually listened to my issues and solved them. Their service people are very knowledgeable. We couldn't be happier. Go to WeedmanUSA.com today for a free, no-obligation quote. Weedman is recommended by landscapers, golf course superintendents, and people like Pete L. of Broomfield who said, I'm 70 years old and I've had a lot of lawn services, and you are the best. I just love you guys. Thanks, Pete. That's quite a compliment. Go to WeedmanUSA.com for a free quote. Lawn care companies are not all alike. Go to WeedmanUSA.com today.
I'm Rocky's Kyle Freeland here to tell you about my new team. Now, I'm still your hometown pitcher. I'm talking about Rheem Pro Partner MVPs. 30 years ago, a group of independent heating and cooling dealers formed Rheem Team. Through hard work and putting customer satisfaction first, they earned the reputation as the MVPs of HVAC. For high-efficiency Rheem home heating and air conditioning, humidification, and indoor air quality, call on my team. Go to teamrheem.com and click on the MVP near you.
Get the vaccine to save lives. Not since World War II have we been called to come together to protect humanity's future. The nation's top healthcare organizations are calling to protect people's health. If we do this now, we protect ourselves, our loved ones, and every other person around the globe. Everyone must make it their calling to overcome the pandemic. COVID-19 vaccines are safe and effective. Please visit ourshottosavelives.org.
Hey, this is Dan Kaplis. One of the best parts of my job is that I get to work with so many heroes, so many great people fighting hard to overcome a major injury wrongfully inflicted on them. It's a privilege to help these courageous men and women rise up to demand and receive full compensation and to live their best lives. We are a serious firm for serious cases, and we take righteous cases on a percentage fee basis. Reach me at 303-770-5551 or hit DanKaplisLaw.com. That's DanKaplisLaw.com.
If you drive, then you need Get Upside, the free gas app that pays you cash back for every gallon of gas you buy.
Some months I make $200 to $300 with the Get Upside app.
Download the free Get Upside app now in the App Store or Google Play to save up to 25 cents a gallon when you buy gas. Use promo code CASHBACK for a 25-cent a gallon bonus on your first tank. That's up to 50 cents a gallon back on your next fill-up. Cash out at any time. Just download the free Get Upside app and use promo code CASHBACK for up to 50 cents per gallon back. Promo code CASHBACK.
It was a year and a half ago that Denver store manager Lisa first noticed something was wrong with her gums. They were always sore and just didn't feel right. Lisa made an appointment with a regular dentist who urged her to see a periodontist.
So I did. And the news wasn't good. I had gum disease, and if I didn't do something about it soon, I could actually start losing my teeth.
Lisa had heard about the so-called cut-and-stitch surgery for gum disease, and she wanted no part of it. So when she found Dr. Deanna Snitzer and her Lanap laser procedure online, she called and set up a no-charge consultation.
I was nervous at first, but Dr. Snitzer put me at ease right away. She explained the laser procedure in detail, and I felt very comfortable with her skills. She's super nice and also very professional. The procedure itself was just as painless as she said it would be. Now my whole mouth feels great, and Dr. Snitzer is my regular dentist.
Dr. Snitzer can be your full-time dentist, too. Call 303-989-6500 for your free consultation. That's 303-989-6500, or visit lasergum.info.
If you are looking for an affordable vehicle or you just want to trade your car in, make sure you check out the Sharpest Rides in Englewood. Their lot is full of cars, SUVs, trucks, luxury rides, you name it. What you're looking for, you'll find at the Sharpest Rides. Whether you have good credit or bad credit, they're there for you. Check out the Sharpest Rides in Englewood today.
630 KHOW has your chance to win $1,000. Listen at 5 past the hour for the 12K a day giveaway. Listen for the keyword and enter it on our website, KHOW.com, for your chance to win $1,000. Sponsored by...
Back in about 15 seconds.
Guy Racing, you can save $7 per gallon on Benjamin Moore Regal Select Paint. Stop by any of their 22 Front Range locations and save today. For locations and hours, visit GUIRYS.com. Guy Race, your neighborhood paint store since 1899.
All right, 303-713-8255. We got lines full right now, but write that number down, or I'm sorry, actually write down 303-Martino. And you can always email any kind of questions. We'll also reach back out to you, line up. Maybe you can't, sit on hold for a half hour, 45 minutes. We'll try to make it to where we get to you quick during the show. But that's help, H-E-L-P, at Troubleshooter.com. It's that simple. We've got a lot going on. We're going to have an update. Actually, we've got two updates. Monty, I promise you'll be second, but I got to get to Steve with this problem with his neighbor. This seems insane to me. Steve, I have looked at these pictures, and it looks like, and I'm kind of painting a picture for listeners, it looks like a nice neighborhood. The homes are probably, 50 to 60 feet in distance, something like in Highlands Ranch, if you will. And your neighbor looks like he is tarped his backyard into a tent, and he's got neon lights. Honest to God, it looks like a Pink Floyd concert should be going on next door. So what is going on?
Well, you're kind of getting the whole story by seeing the pictures. The problem is that there's really nothing going on. We tried to have the county help us with the problem.
Wait, Steve, hold on. You just said something. When I say what's going on, what I meant is, are they having a birthday party, or are you saying it's like this all the time?
No, this is permanent.
It's definitely not permanent. It's a tarp. But that's up. How long's it been up?
Since November of 2020.
Oh, my God. Is there an HOA in your neighborhood? And for anybody out there listening, Dan, I hope you're putting these up. I'm not looking at it, but on YouTube. This is crazy. This is insane. How about the HOA? What do they say?
We're HOA free.
Oh, my God. And you know what? We complain about HOAs all the time, and I'm not big on them. I don't have one. But honest to goodness, here's a reason to have one when you have a whacked-out neighbor like that. Why does he even have that up? What is his goal?
I don't think he likes me.
So, but he wouldn't make his backyard like that just because he doesn't like you, or are you saying he would?
Well, the heart of the issue is lighting, light trespass. And we've gone through this for over a decade. They're usually in violation, and this is a result of that trespass problem.
Oh, wait a second. So you're saying the lights are too bright, so they put up the tarp to solve that problem? Is that kind of where you're going?
I don't really know why they did that. You would have to ask the neighbor. They have outside post lights. And each of the post lights have 3 fixtures, and they're unshielded. It's clear glass, and they turn those on at night, and they happen to be built in the middle of the lot. My home is on the front of the lot, and unfortunately, those post lights are adjacent to my house.
Hey, Steve, have we talked to you on the show in the past?
I think probably several years ago.
Yeah, a couple years ago. This is right. Now, this is kind of new, the new tarp.
Okay, wait a second. I'm testing my memory here, Steve. You actually called in because of those lights. You said they were too bright, and you actually brought in some form of ordinance from whatever county you live in, and you wanted someone to come out and measure the brightness, right?
That's correct.
I have those pictures. Daniel, I'm sending them to you to put up.
You have those from that many years ago?
Yes, I'm an email
Did you
hoarder.
recognize his voice?
Just when he said lights, I remember those lights.
Okay.
They're crazy.
Steve, I'm pretty straightforward. I want to help you, but man, I thought you were a little off base with that because they weren't that much brighter, but whatever happened? Did the county ever come out and measure them, or what happened with the lights?
They did. We had an individual from Marshall Design, his name is David Keith, come out and do a light measurement, and they were 8 times over the limit.
So what did they end up doing? Putting the tarp up?
Well, no, this is before. This was the last time. And anyway, the county did come out, and they performed a light study, and they found the same results. and but they never followed up on it. And what my neighbor does after he complied, he came back out and replaced the bulbs. And
he just wouldn't do that to begin. Did you ever ask him? Honest to God, Steve, did you ever just ask him, can you put in lights that aren't so bright?
Well, I never have.
Okay. Now, Steve, a lot of people listening are going to say you're an old grumpy guy or something. Why wouldn't you just ask him? It begs the question.
Well, at the very beginning of this nightmare, we did ask them to shield them. They're clear glass, and it's like having a table lamp in your room at night without a shade.
How about if you put up darker blinds or blackout blinds?
Well, I don't. In the summertime, I have an air conditioner, and we like to keep the windows cracked, and the window shades interfere with, the flow of air.
How old are you?
I just retired.
Okay. I know people that have retired at 40.
These are supposed to be our golden years.
Okay. I feel for you looking at this tarp, but I think you have created this war over how many years now? At least 2, 3 years with this guy next door. What's his name, by the way?
No, it's gone over a decade.
Over a decade? Man, all you do... Okay, listen, this is just some advice, Steve. Why don't you either move if you can afford it? Because honestly, without an HOA and the county willing to do anything, and they probably all think you're a crackpot, to be honest, what I would do is move, or if you would like, I'd love to reach out to your neighbor.
Well, that might be worthwhile doing.
Do you have his phone number?
I don't, but I can get it, and I can text it to Suzanne.
You know what? You get his phone number. I want to talk to this guy. Honestly, I'm going to talk to him off the air first personally, and I want to know where he is in this whole thing. And if folks are looking at these pictures, it is ridiculous. Now, I know you're listening to this going, wow, this thing's going a decade. He was upset because the light bulbs were too bright. It does sound a little crackpotty there, Steve, but at the same time, looking at that tarp, it would drive me crazy. But that's why people move into HOA controlled neighborhoods, or why people move to where there is no HOA. I've got a neighbor, and I love him, neighbor Dave. And he's got a lot of stuff. The amount of stuff he has, the trailers, the cars, the toys, the boats, is massive. That's why he moved there, though, because we don't have an HOA. He can have all that stuff there. Most places, you can't have anything like that. Let me put him on hold. Suzanne, what do you make of this guy? Honest to goodness, I remember this, too. And I think we were going to go out and actually take pictures. Did we or didn't we? You've got a better memory.
No, we didn't.
He was like out by our old... what do you call it? Our old Goodyear, our old computer store.
Well, and what's interesting, Mark, is I think Steve's real contention is Arapahoe County has now decided any old issues they're not dealing with anymore.
Because they think he's a crackpot. That's why. He does need some help, but they think he's a crackpot. I don't mind reaching out to Arapahoe. You know who might be good at this? I think Deputy Doc would be good at this. Marty's going to be a little too aggressive on this. But what I really want is the neighbor's phone number. I'd like some addresses. Let's try to talk to the neighbor. I want to know what the neighbor's going to say. I got to take a break. Everybody hold tight. And, man, we're going to come back to Monty, who's got an update on that car that the neighbor sold him and still wants to drive it, and apparently he snuck it in the contract.
Fix it and simply in about a minute.
Now, Impact Traffic.
This report is sponsored by SmartMouth, the only 24-hour mouthwash with twice daily use.
From the Betfred Sports Traffic Center, good news on the highway drive. A couple of big crashes on I-25 have cleared. That wreck on the north end, southbound at 84th, that's gone. Still residual backups. It is improving on the front end of that stretch. Watch out for delays downtown, but that crash northbound I-25 approaching 6th Avenue, that's been cleared out of the way. Off-highway, got a wreck being cleared northbound Federal at I-70. Watch out for a crash southbound Downing approaching Evans as well. And also watch out for road work on Bellevue at Broadway causing delays. Fox 31 pinpoint weather, a chance of showers later with a high of 57. Right now cloudy and 52. With your Impact Traffic and Weather, I'm Pete Wagner. 6:30 KHOW.
Stay fresh out there.
All right, about 10 seconds. Fix it and simply.
It's 24 hours of fresh breath with twice daily use. So whatever the day may bring, you can stay sunny with a side of fresh. Grab a bottle today. Available wherever mouthwash is sold or visit smartmouth.com.
All right, so check it out. I just texted George Donaldson. He's the owner of Fix It. And I said, hey, man, you got to give me a screaming deal to advertise. I mean, you have to give me a screaming deal, and he did. But I want to preface it with this. Last year when I turned my AC on, it was not working very well. And ultimately, here's why. We live by a lot of trees, and there's this yellow pollen. And some years, for whatever reason, it's a lot worse. Well, last year, it was really bad where we lived, and yellow pollen was everywhere. I mean, it's on our outdoor furniture. It's everywhere. But the air conditioner was just struggling. It wasn't working like it did the year before. Well, I didn't know this, but that pollen got into the part outside, and I didn't know that. So I called up a company out there where I live, and they came out, and guess what? They took a hose to it, and they cleaned it, and they did all these other things to it. It cost me about $200 or $300. I could have done some of it myself, but they did other stuff. So, and it's ironic, I was just thinking about that because I text George and he says he's going to do this. Listen to this. You got to do it before the heat comes, because when the heat comes, the deal's going away. But a $22 AC cleaning, $22. They're going to come out, they're going to make sure it works, and on top of that, they're going to clean the whole thing. And if you're in a situation like I was, it would have saved me, well, it would have saved me, over $200. So $22. He says it's only for the first 10 callers. $22, AC cleaning. He said, we'll do the furnace too, not for the same price. It would be $22 each. But if you've never cleaned your furnace, they come out. Listen, these guys that Fix It, they're going to spend probably a solid hour cleaning it. The reason they do it is they want to put that sticker on there. When it does break down, if there is any issues, you're going to call them. Fix it 24/7. FixMyHome.com. Here's a phone number, though. $22. You can't go wrong. I promise you. No hidden anything. $22. Get that AC cleaned. 720-526-3939. FixMyHome.com. Now, Simply Floors, Inc. I like almost singing about these guys. You know why? Buddy's been out to our house multiple times. He did our carpet upstairs. He did our carpet downstairs. He did some of our tile. The other thing I didn't buy from him yet, but is LVT. I'm looking at it for the basement. They got LVT now that is waterproof. 100% waterproof, which is unbelievable. The carpet we purchased from Simply Floors, Inc. is crazy. It's called LifeProof. I think Shaw's a manufacturer, but check it out. The carpet doesn't sink through into the padding. So if you spill something, you have dogs, cats, it all stays there. So if you have one of those little carpet cleaners, it just picks it all right up and everything's back to normal. It doesn't wick through. It's unbelievable life-proof carpet. They'll come to your house with all the samples. They'll do the measuring. There's no high pressure. SimplyFloorsInc.com. You can schedule right there, SimplyFloorsInc.com.
When it's all about the money, you gotta do it right. On the How to Money podcast, investors Joel and Matt talk tips and tricks for handling the money you have in a purposeful, thoughtful way that works for your lifestyle, so you can really start living a rich life.
Turns out that debt... Yeah, you're going to have like a minute 15 whenever you come, or a minute 25 whenever you come back before we have to go to break again.
So, debt really is more than just the interest you're forking over.
Listen to How to Money on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
It's such a beautiful night. Look at the stars.
They're amazing. Did you know 20% of stars have planets orbiting them capable of sustaining life?
How did you know that? You must spend a ton of time reading.
Not at all. I use Blinkist.
Blinkist?
Yeah, it's an app that takes key insights from over 4,000
You'll have
and gathers them into 15-minute blinks for you to read or listen to. With Blinkist, you can learn the main points of an entire book in just 15 minutes, as opposed to days or weeks.
What kind of books?
Nonfiction books in over 27 categories, from personal development to history, management, investing, philosophy, and more. Books like A Beautiful Mind, The 4-Hour Workweek, Freakonomics, and Sapiens. Blinkist makes it easy to learn about pretty much anything.
Like the stars?
Even the stars.
Right now, radio listeners get 25% off, plus 1 free week when you go to Blinkist.com/relax. To get this special offer, go to Blinkist.com/relax. That's BLINKIST.com/RELAX.
Rockies baseball is back, and a limited number of tickets are available for their second homestand. Be at Coors Field to see Trevor Story, Charlie Blackmon, Raimel Tapia, and the Rockies take on the Mets, Astros, and Phillies April 16th through the 25th. Go to Rockies.com/tickets today.
Facing a job loss? Considering a pension buyout, a severance package, or what to do with your 401k? Hi, I'm Linda Gardner, host of Your Money, Your Retirement, and I can help. 720-488-8604. That's 720-488-8604.
So many businesses are now catering to people shopping or researching online.
You'll have a David Ellis before we come back in.
Found fast to maximize the efficacy and efficiency of your marketing.
No, like before, like you mean like he's before we come back in next hour.
Has been helping people for 15 years, and unlike other companies, Get Found Fast does not require you to commit to a long-term contract. So when you're ready to get found fast, get started at getfoundfast.com. That's getfoundfast.com.
At CDW, we get that a cyborg assistant won't make your employees more productive from home.
Please, call me Brian. I can vacuum your dog.
That's great. But at CDW, we can design a productivity solution with Lenovo devices that offer fast, reliable connectivity to help your people manage their workloads the right way.
Can I have a human hug?
No. For technology that moves you forward, trust Lenovo and IT orchestration by CDW. People who get it. Learn more at cdw.com/Lenovo Client.
Let's be real. Mopping is a hassle. You have to fill the bucket, pushing a wet, heavy mop around, then cleaning the mop when you're done so it doesn't grow bacteria. A hassle on top of a hassle. Try Swiffer WetJet. With Swiffer WetJet, you start with a fresh pad and cleaning solution every time. And when you're done, you just toss the pad. Swiffer WetJet, the faster, easier, cleaner way to clean your floors.
Hey, reality check here. Will the numbers add up for your retirement plan? Let's hear from the experts at Allworth Financial.
When we're under 59 and a half, we have all these restrictions on when we can take money out. When we hit age 72, we have required minimum distributions.
It's the golden tax window for retirement planning. And that's just the reality of it.
The right advisor helps make everything clear. For your free consultation, call 866-770-5953 or visit allworthfinancial.com.
255, real quick, Dr. Crutch. You know, here's really what I wanted to get through. If anybody out there has been suffering from pain, what I love about your group down there, Colorado Pain Care, you guys can attack pain in a million different ways. You have all the people out there, all kinds of doctors that specialize in different things. You've got numerous locations, but the bottom line is, when does someone come visit you? If they don't feel like they're getting better with their physician they're using now, or maybe they even had one, what do you suggest?
You know, Mark, it's a great point. If anybody out there, any of your listeners are experiencing pain and it's not going away when you're healing or you expect it to go away, don't suffer. Give us a call.
And you take all insurance. How about Medicare? Do you guys take Medicare?
Yes, you got it. We take Medicare. We take all insurances.
You know, I even saw on your site, you guys even have different physical therapies. I mean, you guys really do it. Any kind of pain, whether it's chronic or, you know, pain you have from breaking an arm or everything, you guys really do take care of everything on there. And I find that I find it amazing. I'm glad we found you guys. So, folks, listen, Colorado Pain Care, quit suffering. If you've been dealing with it, or maybe you're dealing with another physician and you don't think you're getting anywhere, I want you to check these guys out. They're great people. They're on our referral list. 303-GOT-PAIN. Heck, they got a great phone number, too. Doc, I appreciate it, Dr. Crutch, and we'll talk to you again on air, but 303-GOT-PAIN. Now, listen, we've got a ton coming up next hour. Monty's got an update on that car. That's going to be crazy. A problem with the builder and a Progressive insurance problem.
My wife is probably the healthiest person I know. She eats right, she's always physically active, but for some reason she's had some very naughty and uncooperative teeth. Long story short, those teeth had to go. Fortunately, Kristen got help, as you can, at Aspenwood Dental Associates and the Colorado Dental Implant Center, where Drs. Yaros, Augustine, Zeppelin, and Son represent the leading edge of dental implant technology and care. Just several weeks ago, Aspenwood Dental completed an implant and what's called a 3-tooth bridge for Kristen. I can't say I understand it all, but what I know is that if you see Kristen's mouth now, thanks to Aspenwood Dental, you absolutely cannot tell which are her original teeth and which are the new ones. And if anything, the implants are stronger and better than the originals. Kristen was overjoyed with the quality of care at Aspenwood, the kindness and friendliness of the staff, and you will be too. Whether you need implants or dentures, or even your regular checkups and cleanings, go where Kristen and I go, Aspenwood Dental. Learn more and get started with a free consultation at aspenwooddental.com. That's aspenwooddental.com.
KRFX HD2 Denver.
KHOW Denver, an iHeart radio station. Available everywhere on our free iHeartRadio app. #1 for music, radio, and podcasts. All in one.
ABC News, I'm Will Reeve. The CDC at today's meeting on the Johnson & Johnson vaccine told the advisory panel there are now 15 confirmed cases of blood clots with low platelet counts, reported in women after they received the J&J shot. 3 of those women died. The known cases of rare reactions now more than double the initial 6 cases, that out of 8 million J&J shots administered in the U.S. Health experts are trying to determine if the cases are linked to the dose. President Biden will make his first overseas trip since taking office, heading to Europe in June.
The White House announcing Friday that the president will attend the G7 summit in Cornwall from June 11th to the 13th. On his agenda, public health, economic recovery, and climate change. The White House says Mr. Biden will use the meeting with world leaders to, quote, demonstrate solidarity and shared values among major democracies. President Biden will then travel to Brussels, where he will participate in a NATO summit. Karen Travers, ABC News, Washington.
This is ABC News. The Justice Department is investigating complaints Derek Chauvin used excessive force on a black teen in 2017, causing him to lose consciousness. A jury this week convicting the former Minneapolis police officer of murdering George Floyd last year. ABC's Dan Abrams says the older incident could come up in the next phase of Chauvin's trial.
At sentencing, you have a much bigger opportunity, a broader opportunity, to present evidence about who the person is.
The owner of illegal racehorse doping websites pleading guilty.
Federal prosecutors said Scott Mancini flooded the market with performance-enhancing drugs that endangered racehorses. The products he pleaded guilty to pushing were made in shoddy places with no oversight of their composition. He sold millions of dollars worth of adulterated and misbranded drugs on websites like horseprerace.com and racehorsemeds.com, and often touted the drug's purported ability to evade testing. Mancini is among more than 24 defendants charged in a scheme to put racehorses at risk. Aaron Katursky, ABC News, New York.
Will Reeve, ABC News.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/work. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. It finds them for you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job in ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And now you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free. At ZipRecruiter.com/work. That's ZipRecruiter.com/work. ZipRecruiter.com/work.
KHOW News Time, 103.
Denver is seeing a climb in the vaccination rate for COVID-19. Mayor Michael Hancock says while the numbers are looking good, they can also get better.
We are seeing in excess of 40% of Denverites who have at least one shot. That's pretty good. And we are growing steadily on a daily basis. We're in excess of 9,000 shots a day.
He says vaccine hesitancy is still a problem, though, and that needs to be taken care of to reach herd immunity. Hancock has been talking to Governor Polis on how to ramp up campaigns to help people understand they need to get the shots. The FBI has arrested a 9th Coloradan for taking part in the January 6th riot at the U.S. Capitol building. Jacob Clark appeared in U.S. District Court in Denver yesterday to face 6 charges, including disorderly conduct, violent entry of a building, and obstruction of justice. The 32-year-old from Trinidad was released from jail but faces another hearing on the charges next week. Tomorrow is Prescription Drug Take-Back Day. All 6 Denver police districts will allow you to safely dispose of prescriptions. More locations can be found at takebackday.dea.gov. That's the latest. I'm Chuck Clark.
Now, Impact Traffic.
This report is sponsored by LifeLock Identity Theft Protection.
From the Betfred Sports Traffic Center, there's a crash on northbound I-25 approaching...
Yeah, it'll be coming up after traffic.
And backing things up to Arapahoe. That crash also backing up northbound 225 approaching I-25, but no other big problems on the highway drive around town, just seeing the typical Friday afternoon volume slowing on I-25 in both directions, heading into downtown, and the usual volume on 270 through Commerce City. Fox 31 pinpoint weather, partly cloudy this afternoon with a chance for some scattered thunderstorms. We'll cool off to the low 30s overnight tonight, and plenty of sunshine in store for you this weekend with a high of 67 on Saturday and mid-70s on Sunday. It's 57 right now in Denver. With your Impact Traffic and Weather, I'm Janine LaRose, 630 KHOW.
Identity.
About 10 seconds. David Ellis Jewelers. And, yes, long.
LifeLock helps protect, monitor, and restore your identity. No one can monitor all transactions at all businesses, but you can save up to 25% off your first year at LifeLock.com. Promo code RISK.
All right, weigh it, pay it. Weigh it, pay it, weigh it, pay it. What am I talking about? Well, if you got that old jewelry sitting around, maybe you got an ex-wife, ex-girlfriend, ex-husband, you've been sitting around on that old silver, gold, any valuable out there, David Ellis will weigh it and pay it. It's simple as that, and what's cool about him is he's right here in Denver, basically Cherry Creek North shopping area. He's at the corner of 3rd and Clayton, but it's a guy you can trust. You know, if you go to a pawn store, you go anywhere else, I'm telling you, they're not going to give you what you should be getting for that old jewelry. Doesn't matter. Once again, gold, silver, any valuable, he'll make you a very fair offer, and you can trust him. That's the nice part. He's been around for 40 years in the Denver metro area. You know, I love it too. Weigh it, pay it. So finally, get all that old jewelry together. If you're not using it, you might as well get some cash for it, and it's a good time to do it. 303-322-8779, 303-322-8779, DavidEllisJewelry.com.
It's Ross Kaminsky. Mornings at 6.
In today's world of race hustlers...
Oh, right, you're back in about 10 seconds.
To tell the truth. That man is civil rights leader Bob Woodson of the Woodson Center. Bob Woodson joins us Monday morning at 6:10 here on 630 KHOW.
This is the Troubleshooter Show.
Help! I need somebody.
Put the other spots up.
The only show of its kind. We're here to solve your problems, answer your questions, take your complaints. You know, I try to have fun on the show all the time, but at the same time, the entire goal of this show is to help you. We have recovered over $200 million in cash merchandise, exchanges, refunds, services, and guess how much it costs? It costs nothing. That's it. You just listen. The valuable information you'll get from this show is crazy. Tom Martino started this bad boy over 40 years in Denver. 40 years. In fact, he is the longest talk show host with the same show still on the air. Yep, you can look around. Try to find it. People do all the time, and you're not going to find somebody longer. Same host still on the air for 40-plus years. It's amazing. And that's just in Denver. Here's the deal. You got a contractor that ripped you off, maybe a bad car deal. We do what we can. Sometimes we get a little aggressive with the caller, if you will. Sometimes we get a little aggressive with the business. We want people to learn lessons. We even want dealerships. I'll take that as an example to learn lessons. You know, a lot of times people that own businesses don't even know what they're doing wrong, to be honest. Sometimes people just leave with a bad taste in their mouth, and it's easy to fix. It is amazing. One thing I want to talk about real quick, then we're going to go to Monty, and I'll recap that in a real quick 20 seconds. But I really would like to get something in high schools, some kind of curriculum to where kids learn how to buy a car, you know, how to use a checkbook, some of these real basic things. And you know what? The parents should be teaching them as well. But let's face it, there's some parents that don't know. But there's some really basic stuff out there, like managing a credit card. When my kids were 15 and 16, I was floored that they didn't even understand that you would, like, have to pay your credit card off. They just didn't even have an idea. And I'm like, well, what the hell do they teach you in school? We really need something like that. You know, I don't even know if they have home ec anymore. I remember when I was like in middle school, you know, we were baking brownies and making macaroni and cheese. My God, teach these kids about credit. That's more important than that. Anybody can make a box of mac and cheese. Here's a phone number. Actually, we have no lines open, but I will give this one out. 303-MARTINO. 303-MARTINO works on and off the air, and feel free to email anytime. help@troubleshooter.com. We'll get back to you. We'll get you lined up on the show, or maybe help you over chat or help you over a Zoom. We'll do whatever we got to do. That's what we do. 303-MARTINO and help@troubleshooter.com. Now, Monty called first hour. His neighbor, believe it or not, I'm still like, huh? His neighbor sold him a car. I believe it was an 07 Honda. So he buys the car. He comes home, and the car is either moved or it's gone. Basically, the neighbor had a key. So he was going to dinner with his neighbor over at his neighbor's house over that weekend or whatever period of time it was. And he said, hey, I know you still have that key. I don't want you driving the car anymore. And he goes, well, you know what? Here's the sales receipt and see what you acknowledge. So on the sales receipt, apparently, it says this guy can still use the car. Monty had no idea. This guy kind of wrote it. It's a handwritten receipt. But, Monty, what is the update you have?
Thanks, Mark. Just another lesson for kids is to read contracts, even when it's friend or family. We got off our call, and I arranged a meeting. I went over and sat down with him, and I just said, this is inappropriate. It's uncalled for. I told him a few things that you guys told me, and I asked him for the spare key, and he actually pulled it out of his front pocket, which I was quite surprised about. And what he said to me was, oh, relax, Monty, it's just a big April Fool's joke.
Oh.
But, Mark, I don't like it because last year...
Who was in on the joke? Was your wife in on the joke? I actually said it sounds like an April Fool's joke.
Mark, I think it's his way of dealing with conflict, and I didn't appreciate it. So last year, can I tell this quick story?
Go ahead.
So last year, he had fertilizer dropped off, but it was delivered to my driveway. I had a pile of cow manure, and being a friend, I wheelbarrowed it to his backyard and said to him, and he said, oh, that was an April Fool's joke. And I had to wheelbarrow all of that for him.
Oh, my God.
But this time, he said, oh, it's an April Fool's joke. So I grabbed the spare key, and I snapped it in half, so I know he'll never...
How did you snap a key in half? Here's where the story starts falling apart.
Well, I snapped it when I got
Monty,
home.
I said this from the beginning. I'm still not sure I buy any of this story, but I'm glad if it actually happened, I do appreciate the feedback. Folks, what do you think on that? I mean, honestly, Suzanne, do you think he was trying to pull a joke, or his neighbor actually...
I have no idea. That's crazy.
He's very strange. How about thinking of April Fools? And then we're going to go to some real problems here. Oh, man, I felt bad after this last April Fool's. If you watch online...
You did a number on Tommy.
This poor guy, Martino, I thought was going to have a heart attack. I mean, it was unbelievable. It was bad. And I was so shocked because I get him every year, but this time I thought there's no way I'm going to get him. I went and moved his vehicle. I just moved it enough away to where his key fob wouldn't work. And I was hoping after the show we would leave together and his vehicle would be missing and I would get, some video of him freaking out or some video of him knowing that I just moved his car. But he would have no idea how I got his key, but it didn't work that way. He left his blood pressure medicine, if you can believe this, in his vehicle after I moved it. So I had no idea he was going to run down during the first hour of the show. He runs down. He comes back up. Suzanne, what was he saying to you in there when he came in? I mean, he looked like I've never seen him look so bad.
Yeah, he was about to cry. He's like, my car is stolen. Call the police.
His wallet was in there. His medication was in there. He felt like he was just vulnerable all of a sudden. And I don't even know what triggered it. Then all of a sudden he knew I got him. But even after he knew it, the poor guy came in here and he had his head in his hands, just like he still couldn't believe how emotionally he got over this. So anyhow, I might not pull one on him next year. I don't think I will. I don't. All right, I got to go to this one. Katie. What is going on? We are getting so many problems with construction right now, whether they're upgrading bathrooms, kitchens, new builds. What's going on with yours?
So we purchased our home in November of 2019, and just a couple of months after closing on our home, and it's brand new, So a couple months after closing, we started having issues with cracks in our driveway, and it's not cracking in the control joints, it's cracking throughout the drive. We're talking from slab to slab. There's cracks going through the joint to the next slab. We've had the builder out, their warranty department out several times, and they are telling us because there's not more than 1 inch of displacement, a vertical displacement, that there's nothing that they can do. They can basically half-ass fill them with a little bit of concrete to make it cosmetically look better than it is, but it won't look like a nice driveway. Go ahead.
Katie, when did you purchase the house? You gave me the date, I forget. What is it?
November of 2019.
So in November of 19, and then when did you first tell them about the cracks? Was it within that first year?
Oh, yeah. No, it was last spring we started having issues and working with the warranty people.
I'm dying to know.
Extended them doing warranty. So we started probably May, June of last year of complaining about it, and they keep telling us, just brushing it under the rug, not dealing with the issue. But in the whole process of having issues with our driveway, we have super long driveways. We have 4-car garages, long driveways that go over culverts. And they did not install any rebar or wire mesh. And they started...
How thick is the pour? How thick is the pour?
Well, that's the thing. We had a neighbor across the street that had a part of theirs taken out, and it was less than an inch.
That's wait a minute.
But there's no way. Yeah. We don't know. We haven't taken up our driveway to know how thick ours is. It's supposed to be 4 inches, but it's most likely not, because we had a secondary driveway put in, and all those concrete guys with their estimates said that it's a very thin pour based on what they can see, because it's almost not see-through, but you can see the rock within the concrete mix, if that makes sense. It's so thin.
Who is the builder?
It's Richfield Homes. They're a northern Colorado builder. We're in the Todd Creek area.
Not Richmond. Go ahead, Suzanne.
Mark, I just emailed you and Dan pictures of the driveway.
Oh, perfect.
It's pretty bad.
All right, let's do this. Let's take a break. Let me get you on hold. We'll come back. We'll look at the pictures. Let's get them up for our folks on YouTube, and let's see what we're looking at. Hold tight.
The Good Assessment.
All right, Home Investors, Mr. Green Jeans, about 30 seconds.
Thriller, part detective story. Best-selling author and journalist Stephen Talty tells the pulse-pounding tale of an undercover operation to track down a Nazi killer.
A part of history that seems so bizarre to me that it couldn't have been real. But in 1964, the Israelis decided that Herbert Zuckers had to die.
Listen to The Good Assassins Hunting the Butcher on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
You know, I went to this house the other day. I called on assignment. Tom was on the show. I went down there. The guy called, said he couldn't walk around. He didn't know how he got to the hospital. His car was crashed. It was crazy. If you listen to the show, you know what I'm talking about. When I walked in his house, man, hoarder central. Holy moly, the trash was everywhere. If you know any situations like this, or maybe you're in a situation like that, the guys at Homevestors could care less. They'll come and give you cash for your house. And in most cases, they'll give you that cash within a couple weeks, you know. No stress, no tire kickers, no show in the house. And in that circumstance, you never could. Sometimes you're way better off getting that cash offer than you are fixing up a house. And you know what? There's no harm in reaching out to these guys. They'll make you an offer. If you don't like it, well, you don't like it. I love their phone number, 800-44-BUYER. 800-44-BUYER. Now, it's that time of year again. You want that grass to look good. I like when my grass and my trees and shrubs look better than my neighbors. I do. I do like having a great lawn. It's also time for fertilizer treatments. How about your sprinkler? Do you know if it's running yet? If there's any problems with it, these guys can help. Maybe you want to add to your sprinkler system. Maybe you need a sprinkler system. Aeration, just lawn cleanup, basically general landscape maintenance. Mr. Green Jeans, they've been around. It's family owned and operated. They've been doing Martino's yard for 20 years, forever. These guys are great. Their pricing's great. You can set them up to come weekly, monthly, whatever you guys want. Maybe you just need that one-time repair. These are your guys. 303-426-4945. 303-426-4945.
It's Brian with Advanced Mudjacking. Does COVID have you home and you're noticing sinking concrete, interior floors, garage, patio? We can fix it. Call Advanced Mudjacking, 303-424-9441. Advanced Mudjacking at yahoo.com.
The Sharpest Rides in Englewood wants to keep you safe and worry-free during these times, which is why they are making car buying easier than ever right from your home. You can pick out your car right from the Sharpest Rides website, get credit approved, finance, and they will literally drive your new car right to your front door. It's that easy. The Sharpest Rides is the #1 internet car dealer in Colorado, and you can shop over 1,000 cars, trucks, and SUVs today at thesharpestrides.com. They have cars under $10,000 and even 2020 models, so get shopping today at thesharpestrides.com.
The state government option will give politicians greater control over your health care, threatening the coverage you already have and increasing costs. Tell politicians we cannot afford their state government option at coloradoshealthcarefuture.org.
You know, owning a home has rarely been easier or more affordable. And if you're a veteran or on active duty, a VA loan could be the perfect thing for you. This is Ross Kaminsky for my friends at American Financing, where I've done 2 mortgages, reminding you that VA home loans can provide you with significant monthly and long-term savings. There's no down payment. There's no mortgage insurance required. They have some of the lowest rates in the industry. And if you already have a home loan, that's no problem. You can refinance any existing mortgage into a VA loan, and you can even access 100% of your home's value, meaning a lot more money for you and your family. So don't wait to take advantage of $1,000 or more maybe in monthly savings, especially with rates still near all-time lows. Call American Financing today and get the best deal for your home ownership needs. 303-695-7000. That's 303-695-7000. Or apply online at AmericanFinancing.net.
NMLS 182334, regulated by the Division of Real Estate.
What happens when health insurance goes further? When we combine access and attention with community and compassion? When data helps 2 million at-risk senior citizens get COVID-19 vaccines? Everything changes. At America's Health Insurance Plans, we're bringing health insurance providers together, delivering care and coverage for better health and lower costs. Why? Because care changes everything. Learn more at carechangeseverything.org.
Hi, this is Joe Cordell with the law firm Cordell & Cordell. When the prospect of divorce becomes a reality, you need a partner that you can count on. If you're a man in this situation, consider contacting Cordell & Cordell. We've helped men navigate complex legal matters for 30 years.
Contact Cordell & Cordell to schedule an appointment with one of our firm's Colorado area attorneys. Online at CordellCordell.com. 8101 East Prentice Avenue, Suite 475, Greenwood Village, Colorado, 80111.
I told you the car market is heating up. I told you I was paying more for your car, truck, sports car, exotic. What are you waiting for? The market is only getting hotter, and we want to buy your car right now. Find out why thousands of satisfied customers across the United States put more money in their pocket by going to GiveMeTheVIN.com. And remember, if I don't beat your CarMax offer, I'll send you a check for $100.
Sell us your car. GiveMeTheVIN.com. So easy you can do it in your underwear.
From the Exergen Temporal Scanner Thermometer Weather Center.
This report is sponsored by LifeLock Identity Theft Protection.
I'm Fox 31 Pinpoint Weather Meteorologist Carly Casti. For this afternoon, mid to upper 50s. Also add in the chance for some passing showers. Tonight, partly cloudy, dry, low 34.
Identity thieves love tax forms with personal info needed to steal your identity.
All right, you're back on about 10.
And restore your identity. No one can monitor all transactions at all businesses, but you can save up to 25% off your first year at LifeLock.com. Promo code RISK.
Denver's talk station, 630 KHOW.
All right, 303-713-8255. We've got a lot going on. You know, I'm looking at these pictures. This poor woman bought a house 2019. They closed on it. Within the first year, the driveway's starting to crack. I'm looking at it. The one thing I highly doubt, and I'm hoping Dan put these pictures up, but the one thing I highly doubt, Katie, is that that's only 1 inch thick. I mean, what do you drive back there? Is that for a big truck or a horse?
No, it's so we do have like a trailer that like a horse trailer that we can take over it, but we've only done it maybe 3 times in the year and a half that we've lived here.
Yeah, I would really doubt it's only. I would doubt it's 1 inch.
Yeah.
Here's the problem. I'm trying to get a concrete expert on. We get more we get more calls about this. And by the way, it looks like it's Spalding, too. It does not. I mean, really, it just doesn't look like it's only a year and a half old by any stretch.
They didn't put rebar or wire in it either. So
which I can't imagine why.
Mesh, yeah. Well, because the builder wanted to cut costs. So they closed on all the first phase homes and did not properly install our driveways. We all have the same problem. And then the other phases, they've started putting in the rebar and the wire mesh.
Have you had another company come look at it? Where are you located, by the way? You said northern Colorado, like Fort Collins?
We're in Brighton. We're in Brighton. We have, because we had our secondary driveway, and we've had 2 companies come and look at it. Well, they've given us estimates for the other driveway, and they looked at our current driveway as well and said it was terrible. It'd need to be replaced within 5 years, if not.
Does your contract actually specify how they were going to pour this?
No, not that I have ever seen, no.
See, I don't, man, every time we dig into one of these with concrete, now yours is a little different because you're actually claiming it's only 1 inch thick, which I really doubt that. I don't think you could, I think that thing would have massive cracks in it. What is the builder's name again?
Richfield.
And how many homes do they build? I mean, is it like a complete development or, I mean, what?
Yeah, so in our development, there's going to be, I think, like 50-ish homes, but they've probably built.
Are you the only one? Are you the only one with this issue? No, that's not true because you said your neighbor's was the 1 inch.
No. No, we're not the only ones, no. There's pretty much everybody within that first phase has issues with their driveway.
Here's what we're going to do on this one. I'm going to pull out the big guns. The big guns. You ready? We're going to put Smarty Marty on this. This guy's like 10 for 10 on stuff I couldn't believe. I mean, he's 10 for 10 on stuff I can't believe. If he can actually get this handled now, I'll define handled. I don't think you're going to get a new driveway, but I think you should get something, or at least you should get an agreement to where if it breaks in, you know, certain places that they'll do something at that point. I'm looking for anything for you at this point, but hold on. You get all that information to Suzanne. We're going to have Smarty Marty reach out to you, okay?
Okay.
Hold tight. Suzanne, seriously, this one, and Marty, if you're listening, if you can pull this off, I'll cancel the dinners you owe me. I'll cancel them if you can handle this one, which would be amazing. Tom already owes me like $700, so I can figure that out. But honest to God, I don't know. I'd like to hear from some people, too, on YouTube or Facebook when I get a chance to look later. You know, what is it? I mean, I don't know. Concrete is crazy. I'm not happy with some of the concrete work I've had done recently, but it looks a heck of a lot better than this. But I do have some very, very small hairline cracks, and I don't know why they're there, you know, within a year's time. I mean, it's nothing I'd call the guy on because you can't even tell unless you're really looking down, and I don't think water goes through them. Hey, Margaret, what is your question about Craigslist? I'll answer it. Don't go there, but go ahead. What is it?
Yeah, I posted some furniture for sale on Craigslist, and I got a response like a minute later, and they asked if it was available, and then they said, can we send you a code to verify that you're real? And I don't understand what the scam would be. Why do they need me to respond to some code, and why can't they just call me?
How was the...
They just called me.
Hold on. Did they text you?
Yeah, they texted me. They said, "Is it still available?" And I said, "Yes." Can we send you a code to verify that you're real? And so they.
How does that? Wait a minute, because I don't know what that means either. I'm going to look and see if I can find. I've used Craigslist, but I haven't used them for a long time for selling stuff or actually giving stuff away. And I don't recall any kind of code thing. But I mean, I don't use them a lot. Maybe there is something there. And you're right. What would be the scam? I mean, if they try to, if they say, oh, well, you know, ship it here, or, you know, we're going to pay you a little more and you guys ship it to us and you can keep some extra money. I mean, there's a million scams going on, but for the life of me, how much are you asking for the furniture?
Well, $350, and then I had a bookcase for $10 or $20, and I got 3 or 4 different calls, 3 or 4 different phone calls. Send me a code. I want to verify that you're real. So,
you know what? I'm going to do some research. I'm going to do some research over the break. I don't know. So let me put you on hold. In the meantime, if any listeners know of any, like, true valid code. Maybe Craigslist got smart and they do have some kind of validation, but for the life of me, it doesn't.
I don't think it's from Craigslist. I think it's from people who are trying to scam me. I don't think it's Craigslist.
How many of them have you gotten?
I've gotten at least 4 calls and 4 different phone numbers. They happen to be 719 area codes, and but I don't think it's Craigslist. It's people asking me to verify.
God, I've never heard of this. Hold on. Maybe someone out there has heard of this. So let me put you on hold. We'll take a break. I'm going to do a little research on it. Anybody out there that's heard of this? I mean, I just don't understand what the scam is. I don't care what you're selling. If you're selling some furniture for $100 or whatever it is, and you list it on Craigslist, and someone texts you or calls you saying to verify something with a code, I just don't know what it is. 303-713-8255. Tony, what's going on with you?
Yes. My name is Tony, and I'm calling about a friend. She bought a car from this guy. The guy gave her the title and everything, but yet she could never get the title or not even register the car under her name. For the simple reason is because the guy bought it from a car dealer, and I guess he burned the car dealer. So now she's having problems trying to get the papers.
All right, hold on, Tony. I got a few questions on that. I promise you. I'm going to put you on hold. I'm going to come back to you first. How long has it been since your friend bought it?
She bought it in December.
Okay, hold on. It's very strange when it comes. I'm not sure if they're waiting for the title, but we'll find out. Hold tight. We'll be right back.
All right, Joe Lazare, get found fast. About a minute.
An iHeart radio station. Available everywhere on our free iHeart Radio app. #1 for music, radio, and podcasts. All in one. Now, Impact Traffic.
This report is sponsored by LifeLock Identity Theft Protection.
From the Betfred Sports Traffic Center, a crash on northbound I-25 approaching Hampton is blocking the right lane with backups to Arapahoe. That crash also backing up northbound 225 approaching I-25, but no other big problems on the highway drive around town. Just seeing the typical Friday afternoon volume slowing on I-25 in both directions heading into downtown. Westbound I-70 sluggish from Chambers to the Coliseum, and also the usual volume on 270 through Commerce City. Fox 31 pinpoint weather, partly cloudy this afternoon with a chance for some scattered thunderstorms. We'll cool off to the low 30s overnight tonight, and plenty of sunshine in store for your weekend, a high of 67 on Saturday and mid-70s on Sunday. It's 58 right now in Denver. With your Impact Traffic and Weather, I'm Janine LaRose, 630 KHOW.
Identity thieves
10 seconds, Joe Lazare, get found fast.
to steal your identity. That's why LifeLock helps protect, monitor, and restore your identity. No one can monitor all transactions at all businesses, but you can save up to 25% off your first year at LifeLock.com. Promo code RISK.
You know, this one's really important to listen to because this is a guy, when you need him, and I'm not kidding, but if you're ever accused of a crime, I don't care if you actually did the crime or you're just accused and you're innocent, you need to have an attorney. And I'm saying for DUIs, shoplifting, assault, virtually anything, you realize if you go in without an attorney, these DAs aren't your friends. You're going to get a better deal with an attorney, but you need a good attorney. You need an attorney that's been around the block. He's been to different counties. He knows the judges. He knows the DA. He's respected by all these people. You need Joseph A. Lazara. You hear him on this show all the time. He is our criminal defense expert. We use him all the time because he's very, very good. What I also like about him is his flat rate pricing. If you get yourself into a bind like a DUI, you can call him up, you can talk to him. He's going to give you a very good idea of how much it's going to be. He's going to tell you it's going to be upfront and honest, and that's going to be the price. It's not like one of these hourly deals where next thing you know, you're 15 grand stuck. Joseph A. Lazara. Write this number down, put it in your phone, because when you need them, you're going to be happy the number is there. 303-429-6200. 303-429-6200. Now, I talked to this guy today, literally, and some of his people. Get Found Fast. I talk about them all the time. I want to explain something to you. Usually I talk a little fast on this one, but here's the gig. If you have a company website, I am not kidding, you probably aren't hanging in there with the competition. This stuff changes all the time, and a lot of SEO companies are complete ripoffs. What these guys have done for referrallist.com is amazing. They have upped our traffic. They help our members out. In fact, a lot of times if you do like Denver HVAC, you'll see some of our people on our referral list, their listings will actually come up because these guys helped our main site, referrallist.com. Kenny and the guys will sit with you in person, or if you want, you can do it over the web. They'll take your own site, your website. They'll pull it in. They'll look at the Google Analytics. By the way, they'll show you how to claim that if you haven't claimed it yet. There's no cost to any of this. They'll tell you everything good, bad, and ugly about your website. Then they'll tell you what they can do to fix it. Go to getfoundfast.com. You can email them or call them. Getfoundfast.com. It's the best freebie you'll get.
Get the vaccine to save lives. Not since World War II have we been called to come together to protect humanity's future. The nation's top healthcare organizations are calling to protect people's health. If we do this now, we protect ourselves, our loved ones, and every other person around the globe. Everyone must make it their calling to overcome the pandemic. COVID-19 vaccines are safe and effective. Please visit ourshottosavelives.org.
It's such a beautiful night. Look at the stars.
They're amazing. Did you know 20% of stars have planets orbiting them capable of sustaining life?
How did you know that? You must spend a ton of time reading.
Not at all. I use Blinkist.
Blinkist?
Yeah, it's an app that takes key insights from over 4,000 nonfiction bestsellers and gathers them into 15-minute blinks for you to read or listen to. With Blinkist, you can learn the main points of an entire book in just 15 minutes, as opposed to days or weeks.
What kind of books?
Nonfiction books in over 27 categories, from personal development to history, management, investing, philosophy, and more. Books like A Beautiful Mind, The 4-Hour Workweek, Freakonomics, and Sapiens. Blinkist makes it easy to learn about pretty much anything.
Like the stars?
Even the stars.
Right now, radio listeners get 25% off, plus 1 free week when you go to Blinkist.com/relax. To get this special offer, go to Blinkist.com/relax. That's BLINKIST.com/RELAX.
Hi, Dan Cicchini with Dunright. Kitchens, baths, counters and floors, and even replacement windows and doors. Spring and home show season is the best time to get your new look going in your home. Unfortunately, nearly every home show in the state for this time of year has been canceled. What about that, Todd?
Well, Dad, let's bring the home shows to them. Right in your home, we'll lay out our tried and true methods and products, actual cabinet style and color selections, our countertop options, all of the updated looks to get that shower replaced, and an awesome digitally interactive window and door design process.
And we'll bring the show savings right to you also. Folks, when you book your full project now for select install days, you'll enjoy our traditional 8% home show savings.
Call and check us out. Whether it's a kitchen, bath, some counters or floors, or even replacement windows and doors, Dad?
As always, you have our word will treat you right at Dunright. 303-722-2295, 800-362-8370, or drhi.com.
Season after season, quality's the reason people trust K&H Home Solutions. Beautiful windows, siding and doors, roofing, gutters and more.
65 years in business. Happy anniversary to K&H Home Solutions. The best products, installation, and warranties. K&H has what you're looking for. I'm consumer advocate Tom Martino. Such amazing products and special anniversary deals. Soft light windows, $650 discount on each one. The only window earning the government's Energy Star rating 7 years straight. Everlast siding, $6,500 off. The most durable color-fast siding ever. And $1,650 off Provia entry doors purchased with storm doors. Some minimums apply. Call for details, 303-421-7100. Or make your own appointment now at khwindows.com.
K&H Home Solutions has what you're looking for.
Move into your new dream home without leaving your old one. When you hire the professionals at CertaPro Painters, painting is the perfect way to renew and refresh the home you love. You can trust the proven experts at CertaPro Painters to handle every detail. Worry-free from start to finish. Painting inside or out, you deserve service you can count on. Get your project started today with a free estimate at CertaPro.com. That's Serta with a C. Each CertaPro Painters business is independently owned and operated.
This is Dave Logan for the law offices of Dan Camplis, a serious law firm for serious cases.
Weekdays.
All right, back on about 10 seconds.
Michael Brown. Well, as if people can't get any stupider, a lawmaker in Michigan, Ryan, tells cops that it was unwise to arrest him because he controls their budget. Yeah, let's talk about that at 2.
All right, 303-713-8255. Margaret, I'm going to go back to her. Margaret, I figured this scam out. This is crazy. You didn't answer any of these, have you?
I tried one, but I think I responded to the wrong person because he said my code was wrong.
Yeah, okay, well, good. I'm glad that worked out. Here's what they're doing. I found this. I found it on computertutorflorida.com, and this is the exact thing. So what they're doing is when you create that new account, or when you start creating it, here's what it says. A scammer will go into the Craigslist site and start the process of creating a new account under your name. He only wants to use this account to scam people. Craigslist knows that this is very common. Oh, I see. He wants your phone number. Somehow when this comes through, he gets to control that phone number so he can go list stuff under your phone number. Does that make sense to you? They're basically hijacking your phone number.
Okay.
It says here, listen to this. It says, the most common victim for this scam is someone who is selling something on Craigslist and includes their phone number in the ad. Is your phone number in the ad? Of course it is.
Yeah.
Don't do it again. Pull your phone number. Everybody's targeting that because your phone number is there. And then it basically says the scammer, here's what it says. The scammer sends you a text saying something like this. Hey, I want to buy your whatever. You respond, but then he comes back and says, there's a lot of scammers on Craigslist these days. I want to verify you first. I just sent you a code to your phone. Reply to this text and tell me the code to prove you're a real person. Oh, my God, I am so glad you called. Don't answer that. No matter what, they're complete scammers. Get your phone number out of that listing. Get into that listing right now and get your phone number out of there.
Thank you so much. I couldn't figure it out.
God, it's crazy. You know what? These scams come every single day. It never stops. In fact, you got it. Thank you, Margaret. And John's got a comment on it. John, were you going to say that same thing or what?
You know what? Pretty close, I was going to say. But I think what they're doing is when they send that code, because I got offered that code many times, I think it's a link you hit. And once you hit that link, I think they got access to everything in your phone, you know. I think that's what it is.
I don't think it goes that far. I really think what happens is they basically hijack your phone number when it comes to Craigslist so they can go out and rip people off left and right, and you're left holding the bag because everything's going to be under your phone number. But, man, these things never stop. Honest to God, they never stop. Craigslist, the only thing, have you used them a lot, John? You said you've gotten some of these. What do you sell on?
I have used them a lot, but, you know, it's on offer up in Craigslist, but always I see a link. They want you to push that link. Yeah. And I'm thinking, once you hit that link, that's it. You're done.
Yeah. All right, man. I appreciate the comment. The only thing I've done on Craigslist, I'm trying to think, I don't think I've ever sold a car on Craigslist. Maybe I did sell one on Craigslist. You just got to be careful. Listen, there's a ton of scammers on Craigslist. That's the bottom line. You have to do stuff with cash. Don't even take a check. Don't even take a bank check if you're selling a car. You know, a bank check can be duplicated, and they can cash the real one before you even show up to the bank on Monday. So don't do that. Take cash or meet at the bank. Have the bank, not the person, the bank actually issue the payment. Then you can do it that way. But there's so many ways not to do it. And speaking of cars, Tony, I really do want to understand this, and Scott, I promise I'll get to you. I know I've been saying that, but I want to hear what you're saying. But Tony, your friend bought a vehicle. Here's what I got to understand. Did he buy it from a dealer or an individual?
He bought it from an individual.
And where did the individual buy it? Because you made it sound like that was relevant.
What he did was he went and bought a car from a dealership.
And he burned the dealership. That's what she said.
What do you mean he burned?
The seller of the car to her friend, He burned the dealership one way or another, and now they're having a hard time getting paperwork.
But I thought you said your friend had the title in hand.
Okay, this is the problem, okay? My friend bought this car from this guy. This guy bought it from the dealership.
Okay.
What he did was the dealership gave him a title.
Okay.
From another person. The dealership actually never.
I understand. So hold on. Hold on. So the dealership skipped title. So in other words, they got it as a trade-in or bought it at auction or whatever, but they had the title from the previous person, correct?
Correct.
Then they sold it to your friend, correct?
No, they sold it to this individual that turned around and sold it to my friend.
So the individual did not register it either.
No, sir.
Okay, so there's multiple skips going on here. So when your friend, he does have the title in hand, or she, correct?
Correct.
So when she goes down to DMV in her county and tries to get the title into her name, what do they say?
They said they cannot do nothing until she goes and, first of all, she went to the state patrol.
Tony, stay on what I'm saying, though. When you first, or your friend first went to DMV with the title in hand to register it and get plates, what did they say?
They told her she could not register the car under her name until the title was under the guy that sold her the car.
Okay, I get it. So somehow they knew the title got skipped from the person that bought it from the dealership. Do they know the person who bought it from the dealership? You're going to end up paying some taxes, extra taxes and stuff on this. I mean, that's probably why the person before you... Okay, here's what I'd like to do is look at the title. Why can't she go to a different DMV now? Did the dealership actually fill out the title in the second person's name, or is it blank on the back?
He actually filled it out to the person that bought it from the dealership, but
they never registered it.
They never registered. What happened, if I can let you understand, the guy that bought the car from the dealership wrote him a traveler's check.
And it was phony baloney?
The traveler's check bounced.
Oh, my God.
It wasn't valid.
Yeah, it was phony baloney. So, oh, my God, you're not kidding. How much? So, okay, they bought a car from a complete scammer. I mean, that's what happened. They got ripped off. They got okey-doked. Your friend got screwed. That's the bottom line. Yes. The only thing that's strange, the only thing that's good here is at least the possession of the car is with them. But now what's the dealership want?
The dealership now, she talked to the dealership, and the dealership wants her to pay the total amount of what the guy burned her.
You know what? This is a little complicated. Hold on a second. I got to take this break, but this is crazy because she has the title. Can you take a picture of the front and back of that title for me? Hold on. That's what I want. I want a picture of the front and back of that title. We might have a workaround on this, but I don't know. This is crazy because, hold tight.
Colorado Pain Care Master Route, about a minute.
Now, Impact Traffic.
This report is sponsored by LifeLock Identity Theft Protection.
From the Betfred Sports Traffic Center, a crash on northbound I-25 approaching Hampton has been cleared. Speeds are improving through there, but still some slowing northbound from Dry Creek to Yale. The rest of the highway drive around town in good shape, just the typical Friday afternoon volume slowing on I-25 in both directions. Heading into downtown, westbound I-70 sluggish from Pena to Vasquez, and also the usual volume on 270 through Commerce City. Fox 31 pinpoint weather, partly cloudy this afternoon, a chance for some scattered thunderstorms. Will cool off to the low 30s overnight tonight. A nice sunny weekend in store for you with a high of 67 on Saturday and mid-70s on Sunday. It's 59 right now in Denver. With your Impact Traffic and Weather, I'm Janine LaRose, 630 KHOW.
Identity thieves
10 seconds, Colorado Pain Care, Mass Router.
To steal your identity. That's why LifeLock helps protect, monitor, and restore your identity. No one can monitor all transactions at all businesses, but you can save up to 25% off your first year at LifeLock.com. Promo code RISK.
You know, we had these guys on today. We were talking to them. I forget the doctor's name. I'm horrible. I can remember stuff from 5 years ago, but not 20 minutes ago. Anyhow, what I love is basically their slogan. You don't have to accept pain anymore. And after talking to them, I didn't realize how many people out there think maybe their pain level right now is managed right. You got to give these guys a shot. They take all the insurance, but let's say your pain started at a 6, and now you're down to a 4 with your current physician, but it's been a long time, and you're not moving from that 4. I really want you to call these guys. They've been in Colorado forever. It's a great group of doctors, and they attack pain from any advantage point they can. You simply do not have to accept pain as your new normal, and I think a lot of people do that. All major insurance, Medicare, Medicaid, and Workman's Comp. Check them out. 303-GOT-PAIN, 303-GOT-PAIN. Now they say nothing in life is free. Well, I guess that's kind of true. But I will tell you this. MasterRooter will give you a free estimate. They will go out to your house for any plumbing need whatsoever. They will send a licensed, insured plumber with great customer service to give you a great estimate price-wise and time-wise on any plumbing needs you have. You need to write this number down, and if you ever need a sewer line or a water line, these guys own their own excavation company, their own excavation equipment. In fact, the owner, Tony, just bought a bunch of brand new equipment. I mean, we're talking a lot of dough. These guys do a lot of sewer lines, a lot of water lines. They work and do a lot of stuff for contractors. So contractors out there, if you need a good partner, MasterRooter Plumbing. Small, large, you get the idea. 720-434-3406, 720-434-3406.
If you drive, then you need Get Upside, the free gas app that pays you cash back for every gallon of gas you buy.
Some months I make $200 to $300 with the Get Upside app.
Download the free Get Upside app now in the App Store or Google Play to save up to 25 cents a gallon when you buy gas. Use promo code CASHBACK for a 25-cent a gallon bonus on your first tank. That's up to 50 cents a gallon back on your next fill-up. Cash out at any time. Just download the free Get Upside app and use promo code CASHBACK for up to 50 cents per gallon back. Promo code CASHBACK.
My wife is probably the healthiest person I know. She eats right, she's always physically active, but for some reason she's had some very naughty and uncooperative teeth. Long story short, those teeth had to go. Fortunately, Kristen got help, as you can, at Aspenwood Dental Associates and the Colorado Dental Implant Center, where Drs. Yaros, Augustine, Zeppelin, and Son represent the leading edge of dental implant technology and care. Just several weeks ago, Aspenwood Dental completed an implant and what's called a 3-tooth bridge for Kristen. I can't say I understand it all, but what I know is that if you see Kristen's mouth now, thanks to Aspenwood Dental, you absolutely cannot tell which are her original teeth and which are the new ones. And if anything, the implants are stronger and better than the originals. Kristen was overjoyed with the quality of care at Aspenwood, the kindness and friendliness of the staff, and you will be too. Whether you need implants or dentures, or even your regular checkups and cleanings, go where Kristen and I go, Aspenwood Dental. Learn more and get started with a free consultation at aspenwooddental.com. That's aspenwooddental.com.
Rick Edelman, #1 New York Times bestselling author and founder of Edelman Financial Engines, takes questions on his hit radio show. Let's listen to Rick help a caller who's saving for retirement.
Hey, Rick, how can I keep my retirement money safe?
By taking some risk. That sounds weird, I know, but when it comes to saving for retirement, if you try to keep your money safe, you're actually taking big risks. Savings accounts, well, they're not safe from inflation. They're not safe from taxes. There are, in fact, 18 different asset classes, and they all have different risks. So spread your money around, so no one thing can wipe you out. It's like having 12 eggs in 12 baskets. Diversification helps you manage your risk while still giving you the opportunities provided by the financial markets.
That was award-winning radio host Rick Edelman. Get help diversifying your portfolio from one of our financial planners by calling 888-PLAN-RICK or visit rickedelman.com.
Hello, good neighbor. Pat Boone here. You know, for years I've been warning Americans about the secret war on cash by big government, targeting your money and your privacy. Now, recent reports confirm that some banks are refusing to cash checks, and cash is being confiscated from innocent citizens. I'm serious. It's truly shocking. The folks at Swiss America have detailed all the dirty little government secrets in their free report, The Secret War on Cash, and it's available now by calling 800-630-5400. 1492. Why don't you write that down? 800-630-1492. Because time's running out to take action. Don't become the next victim in this battle. Get the secret war on cash. Call 800-630-1492. And be sure to tell them Pat Boone gave you this number. 800-630-1492. 800-630-1492.
Now more than ever, people want to know if there's anything they can do to help. And the answer is yes at BioLife Plasma Services. Donating plasma at BioLife is something you can do right now, something that really matters. Plasma is desperately needed to create medicines to help treat people with rare diseases, diseases that only plasma can treat. So please, become a donor at BioLife Plasma. Visit biolifeplasma.com to learn more.
630 KHOW has your chance to win $1,000. Listen at 5 past the hour for the 12K a day giveaway. Listen for the keyword and enter it on our website, khow.com, for your chance to win $1,000. Sponsored.
All right, about 15 seconds. Here you go.
Now at Guy Racing, you can save $7 per gallon on Benjamin Moore Regal Select Paint. Stop by any of their 22 Front Range locations and save today. For locations and hours, visit GUIRYS.com. Guy Race, your neighborhood paint store since 1899.
All right, if you guys heard that ad from Pat Boone, for you young'uns out there who don't know who Pat Boone is, well, simply search like Pat Boone Enter Sandman, or Pat Boone Holy Diver, or Pat Boone Stairway to Heaven. Check them out. It's kind of funny hearing Pat Boone do a commercial, but just check it out. Pat Boone Enter Sandman. That's probably my favorite. Or Crazy Train. Pat Boone Crazy Train. And listen to him. You're going to be shocked. Now, Suzanne, actually, let me take this guy. This poor guy has had an issue. Scott, what is going on with Progressive?
Well, it's not an issue, Mark. Actually, it's a shout out.
Oh,
I've been a USA member for over 40 years, and
wow.
very happy with USA. However, this past weekend, my wife was in a King Super parking lot. She's driving down a parking aisle, and some guy backs out, hits her front door. Front passenger door. It's minimal damage to the car, but of course it knocks in our door. So I'm thinking, gosh, that's the $500 deductible. The weeks and weeks, and we bought yada yada yada. And so I'm discussing with USAA the situation. They said, well, you might be able to
yada yada sex.
You might
keep going. Oh, sorry, that's a Seinfeld reference. Keep going. I'm sorry.
Yeah. So. You might be able to work it out directly with Progressive and perhaps not even pay a deductible. So they told me how to do that. My wife wrote up. Progressive rep calls her. She gets and there's about a 10-minute.
So they, bottom line, Scott, they did a great job for you. They paid out no problem.
Paid out no problem. They even gave us a rental car, which we didn't have with our USAA.
That's because it was the other. They kind of owed that to you. That's incredible. How old was the car that got your car?
20. I don't know how old his car was.
No, your car.
And by the way, my car was a 2018. And by the way, the guy that hit my wife, stand-up guy.
Hold on a second, Scott. I want to ask you this because it's important. We're running out of time. Your car is a 2018.
Yes, sir.
All right. And how much damage ultimately ended up happening?
About $1,000.
All right. Did you have a clean Carfax on that car prior to this happening?
Yes, sir, I did.
You're going to have a small but yet a real diminished value claim. Do you know what that is?
No, but I would tell you, Mark, I appreciate that.
Scott, listen, I understand. You like the guy. He's a stand-up guy. Progressive's a great insurance company, by the way. In fact, I think our RV is covered by Progressive. Our cars are covered by Progressive. They're a great company. I use Compass, shops them all the time. Put them on hold. Here's the deal. He's going to have a diminished value claim. It's going to be another $500 or $600. You don't have to open up a new claim. It's not going to hurt the guy whatsoever. You're going to call up Progressive. You're going to ask for the diminished value department. Give them that claim number, and they're going to give you something. It's not that hard, man. All right, 303-713-8255, 303 Martino. Suzanne, I wanted to talk about that lady who got her car.
Follow Tom Martino at Real Tom Martino.
And stay connected with all of us
At 630 KHOW.
KHOW.com.
And on the iHeartRadio app.
Michael Brown is next
On Denver's Talk Station.
630 KHOW.
The Good Assassins Hunting the Butcher podcast is part spy thriller, part detective story. Best-selling author and journalist Stephen Talty tells the pulse-pounding tale of an undercover operation to track down a Nazi killer.
A part of history that seems so bizarre to me that it couldn't have been real. But in 1964, the Israelis decided that Herbert Zuckers had to die.
Listen to The Good Assassins Hunting the Butcher on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
You know why I do commercials for SimplyFloorsInc.com? Because I personally use them. I'm consumer advocate Mark Major. If you're in the market for flooring, you have to check out SimplyFloorsInc.com. Not only do they have the newest LVT that's scratch resistant and waterproof, they also have the most beautiful lines of hardwood in carpet. They do free design services and they can save you up to 40% from the big box stores. The best service, the best prices, SimplyFloorsInc.com.